Futures back in positive territory here this morning, ever so slightly as we await the February PPI numbers. So we get another look at inflation for last month just coming out right now. You can see the month over month number here, 0.8%. The final PPI number for year over year expected to be 10%. We'll have a look at that as it populates. There it is, in line with expectations, guys, for February PPI. Again, this is the last inflation reading ahead of the Fed coming up on Wednesday. The Federal Reserve two-day meeting gets underway today. We'll get the apparent interest rate hike coming up tomorrow in the afternoon. We'll take you through that when it happens. But again, February PPI numbers out there, both in line with expectations. So overall, the market did reverse an early decline as the Russia-Ukraine situation remains top of mind, along with renewed COVID concerns as well coming out of China. Another lockdown, as we mentioned yesterday, affecting Apple supplier Foxconn. We'll talk about Apple coming up here as well, looking a little bit better this morning, but still holding some levels from yesterday. That's Roblox out with its own news this morning. We'll talk about Roblox subscription and user numbers here out in the pre-market. Also, oil back on watch as well. Another big move to the downside, 8% at one point this morning for crude oil, back in negative territory. So all of the oil-related stocks under pressure here in the pre-market as well. Lots to get to. It's Tuesday, March 15th, 2022. TraderTV.live starts now. Yeah, there we go. There's a board. Positive numbers for all three U.S. markets right now. We did get a little bit of movement off that PPI number back to the upside. The month-over-month number ever so slightly better than expected there, 0.8 versus 0.9 for producer price indexes. Again, that's the cost of goods that producers pay for to create. The things that you and I buy. So there we go, 0.7 now for the NASDAQ. In positive territory. Yeah, now 7.6% to the downside for crude oil. Was more than 8% at one point. Both Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're back in positive territory. Good morning, guys. We are 2 days, I guess, ahead of what is going to be an interesting result from the Fed as we get this interest rate hike. But that was the last and final reading on inflation before this interest rate hike to come. Arun back with us, as everyone can see there. Neil off one more day, and then he'll be back on Wednesday. But yeah, a little bit of positive movement here, guys.
Yeah, to say the least, right? Right.
It's a nice move here, yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice move, and here I am short quite a bit here. As markets are taking off to the upside, we've got some resistance. I'm going to work with the resistance. We can get into it when we get to the future side of things, but as the market accelerates, there should be some overhead that we can work with. We're still boxed in. We're still waiting for tomorrow's Fed release. So for the most part, although this market is moving up right now, is it going to be like tomorrow or like yesterday where we went quiet pretty much until the afternoon or so until we got going? So if we got to watch out for volume, this acceleration is great to see. We just want to see this continue, right? I don't care about the direction. I can figure out all that stuff after, but we just need the volume to extend as well, and then we can have a great trading day.
Yeah, I actually just went short Apple myself right now at some key levels. So, yeah, no, look, it's going to be a big day. Hopefully, I'm already in two positions. How about that HYMC, guys? AMC getting into the gold business, obviously. So it was just a matter of time before they did that. But okay, so now we're into AMC here. Well, we're not into it. We're into HYMC. We're into Apple. And yeah, not a bad little reading there. Producer prices final 0.8 for demand, PPI 0.2. Yeah, it looked like a nice little bump up here in some of those numbers. Here comes Apple right away, almost in the money here on this Apple trade. 150 off of some of yesterday's highs right in here in the after, I guess in the late show there. But there it is, a nice little short into that number. We're actually bidding down here to get 20% out at 151 flat. Let's see if we get that. Apple could take off today. It's at that key 150 level. We tweeted about it out on the sticky note. Let's see what happens. Yesterday's high, of course, it was not 150, was up here to 154, but we're trying to play off this little level right in here. Let's call it 152. If we break that, then we can get out, but for now, we're going to be short Apple into this move. I don't know. Do we believe it? The Nasdaq's up 0.95%. We've seen this happen before, Arun, and then it's faded right back down. Yeah. So let's see what happens here. We're going to be short Apple. I mean, I love Apple. I'm hoping Trader Prep bought it yesterday. I told him to hit that, hit that buy key at 150.50. I want to be a buyer of Apple. It's the first time it closed below the 200 period moving average since I think it was January of 2021. We'll have to go back and look at that. But Apple right now, a nice little move, and we'll see it's continuing the move up here in the NASDAQ, now up 1%.
Yeah, it looks like the core number, guys, a little bit better than expected as well. So 8.4 versus 8.7. If you pull out food from that on the month-over-month basis, 0.2 versus 0.6. So that was much better than expected. So definitely in the right direction there for some of those numbers coming out on the producer side of things, again, ahead of the Fed coming up on Wednesday this week. Before we go any further, let's bring in Miss V. Good morning.
Good morning, team. Happy trading to you all. Sorry I'm losing my voice, but I wish you a wonderful day. Please smash the like button and let's get it started, Brendan.
Yeah, let's get through this morning, guys, as we head towards the open. We'll talk about this, what this means for the overall market here, I guess, going forward as we get to this much anticipated Fed decision tomorrow. Again, the two-day meeting for the Fed getting underway today. Nothing obviously going to happen until tomorrow afternoon, where we'll get what is going to be, it looks like anyways, 98% was the last I checked for a quarter point increase coming up tomorrow. Going to be more about, what Fed Chair Powell says in the press conference following the actual decision and the Q&A following that. And it will focus mostly on the rate at which they plan on going forward here with these increases.
Yeah, tomorrow is a big day. And we saw yesterday in the afternoon kind of a chilled out little bit of trade, and it wasn't much happening. Yeah. And I'm wondering if we're going to see the same thing today. It's expected. It's 98%, so I don't think there's any doubt that we're going a quarter point tomorrow. If anything's different from that, then, I mean, this market is going to be turned upside down. Whether or not they don't raise at all, I don't think that's going to happen. I think that might be a bad sign, actually. I'll take the quarter point at this point. I'll take the quarter point at this point. We were thinking it was going to be half. I still think they raised 4 or 5 times this year. That's what the public here, some of these experts are saying. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I mean, we're in these war times. Inflation is getting out of control, if not already. We just had, an 8.7 print last week or so, sort of or was it 7.9? I don't remember what it was. 7.9, I think it was. And it was a little bit better than expected, or as expected. A lot of people thought it was going to be worse. I don't know how many bullets the Fed has left to fire, but hey, upping the interest rate is a way to control inflation. Let's just hope that they can fire this bullet off, and then the next PPI or CPI reading that we get is in the favor of the bulls. And then they can hopefully slow down the dot plot, as they say. So I'm excited for it. This is the Apple chart here. I just want to correct myself. This is the 200 period right here. This is where I thought we got underneath it. It was March of 2021, but we didn't get under that at all. Obviously, I don't know why it's not going all the way back here, even further on the 200 period, but I'm assuming that during COVID times was when the 200 period broke here on on Apple, but my computer will completely freeze if I try to call up too much data, as I believe Arun would verify that. This is where Apple is right now. I think this is a decent buying spot for Apple. And again, you might get lower based on what happens tomorrow, but I think right now is a good nibble spot to get into this. But as far as the rate cut tomorrow or rate hike tomorrow, it's expected. I think the market has well planned it in, and you may not get too much trading here after the first couple minutes of the day.
Yeah, before we continue on, Roblox decided to go up, decided to go down, and took me for the ride too. So Roblox was all the way up at 38, and now it's south of 36. So quite the ride on Roblox. Brendan brought the news to you. I thought there was a trade there, clearly not. So that's how we're going to start the day, clearly. When it comes to the Fed, though, just be aware that although everyone's pricing in a quarter point, like Sean said, it's going to be about, or what Brendan said, it's going to be about that Q&A session as well, right? Quarter point baked into the way the market's been trading right now. And that also means that it tends to be, the Fed doesn't really like to put out surprises. So if a quarter point's, most of the projections are at quarter point, odds are we're probably going to get a quarter point. If we get a half point, that's going to be, the market's going to definitely react to that. But then the Q&A is the big thing, right? The rate, the pace of movement is going to be a big thing, and how we're going to go ahead from everything else, not just the interest rate itself. So we're going to pay attention to that definitely tomorrow. Bake that in, prepare for that. Volatility at 2 o'clock, volatility at 2:30, going into the end of the day. That's definitely something you guys everyone has to be aware of. So if you're in a position going into that time frame, maybe shed some risk and see if you can weather the storm. Whichever direction it goes in, you got to be able to weather it so you can actually continue on trading. Brennan?
Good words of advice. Here's that note, guys, if you missed it on Roblox this morning. It was just February daily active users, 55.1 million. That was up 28% year over year. So positive note there for Roblox. All right, let's get this out of the way because everyone's talking about this HYMC. So I wanted to show you this first. So 56 million investment from Eric Sprott and AMC Entertainment. Up here, this is the market cap of HYMC. Total is 83, call it 84 million. So they're getting a $56 million investment into an $84 million gold mining company, partially from AMC. And that's split. So 50-50 on the 56 million going into HYMC. It's worth noting, guys, the CEO of AMC going to be on CNBC at 9:45 this morning talking about this.
CEO of AMC, never heard of him. No, look, I mean, that's part of the reason why I'm long right now, to be honest with you, is we're going to go on to CNBC and he's going to figure it out. Apparently, Adam Aron's talking about how he knows how to manage low float. Like, the reason why they're in this is that he has experience with low float stocks and stocks with crazy price action and this and that. This is what I heard on Bloomberg Radio. Shout out to Bloomberg Radio on the way into work today. But look, I don't know why AMC is getting into the gold spot. But at the same time, they are, and I feel like this could be another runner. If they're investing $56 million, they're not going to be trading out of that position, I don't think, anytime soon. So that means that there's a certain amount of this float. Are we playing this game again here where retail and Sprott and AMC now have a certain percentage, like you just mentioned, into this company? I think AMC alone was 22%. I don't know if we can confirm if that was also with Sprott was 22%, both of them combined. But if AMC is 22% alone, there's only the shares outstanding, I believe, on this name. Let me just check this out. I know Brandon just talked about market cap. HYMC, just real quickly here, I'm going to look at FinViz to get the shares outstanding. To get the shares outstanding here. Where is it? Float. So 59 million. So if AMC took out 22% of that, then that means that they own 10 million shares right there, the holders. AMC, Adam Aron owns that 10% or 22%. So that's 10 million shares right there. How much does Sprott own? And then how many shares are tied up with directors and things like that? I'm not sure what the free float is actually going to be on this name. So this could go absolutely nuts. And by the way, Apple with a nice move to the downside. We're now 50 cents in the money on that. But I'm long here. I think it's worth it today. I said let's watch $2 as our out in case things get a little hairy. And I just think that that's an obvious level there. If you go back on the daily chart, I mean, what in the world is even going on? They have one mine in Nevada, so I'm not sure how profitable this name's going to be. But again, you do have some consolidation up here between 350 and 4. So this is the warning shot right now. I do have an order to go long through $3, but I've identified this level. If this goes up through $3, expect me to be out of this by 330, 340. That bottom is 340 right there. Then, not out of all of it, but at least out of 2/3 by the time we get to 350. And then if we break this 450 area, then it's off to the races up to 7 and go from there. We've seen crazier things happen. I think this HYMC is something that needs to be on everybody's radar today. I don't care where it goes from here. This is a light position for me. I'm willing to take, honestly, 10, 15 times the shares on a break of 3 than what I'm in right now. So let's wait to see what happens down here. We'll average this in. We'll protect the $2, but I'm really looking for that break of 3 and nothing else.
I'm not even going to bother looking at it. I'll just leave it with Sean, and we can go back to Brendan.
So here it is. 22%, guys, for AMC, according to MarketWatch.com anyways. Their share 22%. So you can split that because the investment, that 56 million, was 50-50 for both. So yeah, 22% for each party. So 9:45, mark that down, put it on a note beside your monitor this morning because Sean was saying there, this could get pretty crazy. Just saw Zoom bump up there. Looks like benchmark with an upgrade on Zoom this morning, guys. There's also GitLab, GTLB. They reported their higher, very light volume, though, for GitLab this morning.
Yeah, I didn't really look. I was going to wait to see what Trader Proud was saying. We did get out of a piece of Apple down here. It's down to 151.10 or so printing right now, so it's a nice trade. We're short at 151.40. We'll see where that goes. But GTLB, and again, I have to apologize. I didn't do the right amount of research on this call here to make anything sort of educated guess on where this name's going. But, another name to the downside here. I'm assuming that they didn't report any sort of a profit. But again, a recent IPO that came to market up here at, I don't know if this is right. I don't remember it coming at 95, but it might have. 95 up to 135, guys, and now you're chopped $100 off that price, down to 38 bucks again. So we'll have to wait to see. It's only done 55,000 shares, so this is why it's not on my radar, man. I screen for volume, we screen for other things, but we'll have to wait to see GitLab. Honestly, for me, I don't know enough about this quarter to say anything about it. It's only 55,000 shares. Maybe, I don't know, Arun, if you're even looking at this name. But I guess you have this area here of 42. If we can get up to that, you're up 13%. I'd rather honestly not look at this today. There's going to be so much more on the platter here, including these names that are on the sticky note. What about Alibaba and some of those Chinese names? But you have a daily chart up there of GitLab. Without me knowing the quarter exactly the way I should, I'm going to stay away from that with only 55,000 shares.
Yeah, this is actually a 60-minute chart, and the way it's been moving around, I mean, there's no clear levels that I can work with, so I'm not even going to bother with this at this point. I've got enough on the table here. So the way it's been moving, I mean, where can you go long? Where can you go short? Where can I mark off a short potential? Maybe around 46 area, but that would require us to get into like 42, 43 to work with the 46. So given that we're at 37, there's no real support down below, and the resistance level is that far up, I don't see myself getting involved in GitLab today.
Just come right back here right now quickly here, because I'm going to hook up our boy Dan Rowland, who's been a fan of the show for a while. He said, can I see if Arun can show the level 2 for futures? But I'll do it right now, so why not? What's up, Dan? Yeah, you're welcome. Man, what's up to Mike as well? I saw you message me. Yeah, we'll get you guys on the show here soon. Yeah, so this is what it looks like. I don't know, Arun, if you wanted to comment on this. This is the spread. Normally the spread, not normally, they are always a quarter point, unless they open up like crazy. You have the depth here. Each one of these sizes is 100, each one is 100 contracts, I get. No, sorry, one contract. Sorry, yeah, it's not on the equity side. Each one of these is one contract. So you can see what you look for are big levels, I guess, like 41.87. You see you have 255 contracts there, as opposed to just, pennies here from these. So you have over 10 to 1, it looks like, at 41.87. Does this look thinner than normal to you here, Arun, at this time of day?
For sure. This is not a normal level 2.
Arun has it up now.
Yeah, so this is my level 2 here on the top left.
Yeah, sure, I'll close mine, yeah.
It's, when you see, on average, you're starting to see 20, 30 on the bid. That's not a lot. This is something that can usually put up 100, at least triple digits in terms of volume per level. And we're seeing 11s and 12s. And I think the largest Sean was showing was at 87 even, which is now gone, was 200-something contracts. Yeah, 250. That is not normal. It's ridiculously thin. This is a conversation I've had with a different trader on our floor before, and this market is very, very thin. So it's very hard to get size done at a single level. So it is going to be very, very aggressive. If you are looking to trade futures at some point today, even tomorrow, given what we've had in the last little bit, this market is very volatile. There's a lot of slippage. Orders are not getting put up they're not getting executed where you would hope to get executed. So just be very careful, because there's a lot of slippage happening in this current environment.
Yeah, it's amazing to even see that. It's been a while since we've seen that kind of liquidity on the futures market, guys. Semiconductors, wanted to mention the strength we saw, or a little bit of strength anyways, late in the day yesterday in this group, but still concerns regarding some supply or potential supply issues coming out of China because of this new COVID-related lockdown. It's worth noting, there was a note from JP Morgan this morning saying, we were talking yesterday about the Foxconn facility for Apple. So JP Morgan out this morning saying it shouldn't affect production for Apple at all, essentially. So positive for Apple, but some of the semiconductors might not be in the same boat.
I didn't even look. First of all, HYMC is starting to run up a little bit here to 275. We're waiting at 279 to get out of some of this. And like I said, we just want to take some profit, and we are waiting for $3 to break on that. You talk about semis? Was that like you're talking about AMD and all that stuff? Okay, yeah, I mean, I know JP Morgan, all these warnings. We know that semis are under fire right now. It looks like it's going to continue. It's been a pretty negative print for semiconductors. This is just a 20-minute chart. It's been pretty bad for a bit, but you know, you still do have a lot of support. I always look at AMD, so I apologize for that. I mean, if you want to go through NVIDIA and things like that, it's very, very similar. They have these bottoms down here between 100 and 103, and it just keeps on bouncing back and forth. Even last night or yesterday, we tested 101 about. It looks like, anyways. I don't remember getting that low, but I guess we did. It was pretty chaotic there off the open. Oh yeah, this was this move down. Yeah, in the middle of the day. That's right. There it is. HYMC, by the way, now rocking. We just got a 79. Spin it. So right there, a nice little move for HYMC early. Nice little take there for that. But okay, so oops, that's still Apple. What am I even doing? Let's go over to NVIDIA quickly just to see some of those levels. We just talked about them on AMD between 100 and 103. I think it's a buy there until something dramatic happens. You're coming down in the futures right now. And then the same thing here, NVIDIA down to 212 yesterday. That was those bottoms. So we'll see if it can retest there. I believe these are longs until we break these bottoms. Yesterday was looking pretty bad before a little bit of a recovery in the afternoon. So I like these 212 longs. But again, you look at the daily chart, and we'll have to zoom in a little bit here. It hasn't worked, man. Nothing's really worked. And the same levels as AMD. You're back down in here, 200 to 210, you know, battling here. The last time, unfortunately, that I bought NVIDIA was up here at 279 or 274, something like that in here, when I thought this was going to be the bottom. Now we've moved down another 20% off of that, if not a little bit lower. So yeah, I believe that this semiconductor shortage is short-lived. There, where's that little drum hat there? But I'm a buyer of these names. I think that if there's any spot in the NASDAQ that's been hit uncontrollably, I think, and not really deservedly, is going to be NVIDIA and AMD and Micron and those names. I just feel like the Internet of Things, man, like everything is going to be relying on these semis. We already know the cars. We already heard from Ford and GM and Tesla and all this about their reliance on those semis. You know that that's cars. The metaverse is huge, man. All these things, phones, everything like that, relying, graphics cards. People, they can't even get their hands on these NVIDIA cards. So I don't know. To me, it doesn't make sense, but I think I'm a buyer here. Wow, HYMC continues to go up, man. Now 20 cents in the money. We're approaching that $3 faster than we thought here.
Yeah, when it comes to semis, as you can see, I am short Micron at the moment. Not a fan of the action. I'm going to work my way out of this short as flat as I possibly can. For the time being, I thought there was a short there, but I could be wrong, but I feel I'm starting to get the impression that there's actually a decent amount of buying that I got to be worried about at this point on Micron specifically. So I'll just walk away from this and see if I can't find something else. AMD, we were looking at AMD. I think AMD was a big one here. The reason being, it's sitting not too far from that big round number. Now it's at 103, but 100, right? We've gotten there, what, 3 times now in the last little bit? Close to 103 and then almost pretty much right to 100, and then we just got there yesterday or in the pre-market and then bounced right back up north of 103. You could argue for a long as well. I'm not going to step into a long, but at the same time, the 100 is going to be a big marker to keep an eye on for AMD.
Over to the big screen with upgrades and downgrades, it's Brendan.
All right, a few moves, notable moves anyways on this board again this morning, guys. Mosaic on here. We talked about it last week. Some of the fertilizer makers popping up on Russia headlines. Back to the downside today for MOS. There's Zoom. I mentioned Zoom with a price target increase and upgrade from benchmark. Nothing else hugely exciting. We'll talk about this Coupa a little bit probably. It was down more than 30% off of a terrible report for them. Downgrade Hormel Foods and that NKTR, bottom of the list. If anyone's wondering, this is a China airline. I mean, everything China related to the downside today.
Yeah, China's been getting hit. Oh, NVIDIA. Okay, so apparently NVIDIA GPUs are now in stock everywhere. Look, I get all my information from Trader Pratt. So there you go on that one. He's looking for some sort of a 3080 or something, but then he realized that he didn't have any money to buy one. So I don't know. Well, he's a gamer. Trader Pratt.
Yeah. So he wants all that
He wants
fancy
all that.
stuff.
He wants all that fancy stuff.
He wants that NVIDIA and AMDs.
Yeah. We're going to get out. First of all, we're going to try to ring the register right now on some Apple, as we're going to see if this can come back to the downside. A nice 50-cent win already for Apple, as we're starting to stack that. And HYMC did make that move. We just tweeted it out. It's made that move up to $3. It tried again there. We just got out of Apple again, so that's another big trade. Man, this is going well again for us today. Arun, you are, the good luck charm. Maybe we'll see. I shouldn't say that now. I just jinxed it. What about Peloton here, guys? Another name. Not too much volume, 100,000 shares. Yesterday we bounced off 20. I want to make sure that we look at that name again here today. Peloton bouncing off that 20. And then look, man, we can't be hitting HYMC up without looking at AMC. AMC today very strong for some reason, up that 5%. And again, taking that stake in HYMC. So a nice move to the upside. AMC has needed something. I don't know. And we're going to see Adam Aaron apparently on CNBC there at 9:45. So we'll see, if there's anything coming from this deal. But what they expect, Arun said maybe they're going to put gold seats in theaters now. That would be pretty sick, like the VIP experience. You get to sit in that gold throne. That would be sick. But anyways, AMC looking to make some moves. Let's check out what it's doing right now here on the 1 minute. A beautiful bottom at 1350. It's made that a couple times. We would love to be able to try that one more time in today on 1350. I think we lost. We might have not traded AMC yesterday, or we lost. Waiting for that move, but then when it broke, we were gone, which makes me think that I wasn't, because 1350 is sort of what we're trying to look out for here on AMC. So a pullback in would be pretty nice on that one. Let's just check out a 20-minute quickly on this just to see. Yeah, I mean, not much to look at. These are those bottoms of 1350. I feel like we've tested it before. If we test it again, it's a long for me in there. I kind of like this level, but that's 15. So that has a little bit of work to do before we get to 15. But I think if we take 15, then we get to 16 today. So that's something to look at right there. There is a cluster down here between 1360 and 1380 that was made yesterday. That could be an area of concern as well. So we'll see what happens with AMC here. Just a quick check on the imbalance locator to see what's going on. Rig. So again, oil's down here on the bottom. You're down 6.5 on oil. So that's not nice. That's what Brandon, that's what we're talking about. Chinese names we were talking about a little bit there. Alibaba, one of the #1 names on our sticky note today. I feel like 75 break could be something on Alibaba, and we will get to this. We are going to talk a little bit more about Chinese names, but look at this, man. Like Charlie Munger and Kevin O'Leary, both on CNBC yesterday, talking up Alibaba. They were doing the same thing here between 120 and 130. So I don't know. Like, I guess this is what happens when Charlie Munger calls Bitcoin a disease and then invests in something that is down more than Bitcoin's moved all year. So I mean, how is that tasting? Like, a lot of us will be like, oh, I don't want to invest in Bitcoin. It's too volatile. Okay, when Alibaba was at 130, Bitcoin was at 40,000. Alibaba's now at $74. So that means Bitcoin would have to be at what? 25,000, something like that, to have a similar risk. Let me just check out. Oh yeah, Bitcoin, 39,000. So, I mean, the stability that's in the NFT market and the crypto market, as compared to what's happening in equities right now, Arun, is actually, quite frankly, shocking. And to me, I believe it validates some kind of an investment if you're not already. And I'm not, heavily into crypto or anything like that, but how stable has Bitcoin been while you're getting stocks like Apple below the 200 period? Good luck getting this loading. I just brought, okay. I was going to say this is not going to load, but here we go. On the daily chart, this is what, sure, Bitcoin had a high of 65,000. Do you want me to call up a firm or PayPal or Square or any of these names and look at what their highs are compared to what we're talking about right now? So I don't know. Call me whatever you want. Bitcoin bull, I don't think so. But I'm just trying to be a realist here and say that a lot of the talk that's been hammering down on cryptocurrencies as far as not being volatile, I don't think anybody can say that anymore. I feel like this is actually safer. You can put stop orders in on different exchanges. I'm not sure you want to put your living or anything into Bitcoin, but I feel like this is sort of a watershed moment for me for crypto. It's either going to work or it's not, but Bitcoin seems to be pretty stable here as a store of some kind of value during these erratic times.
Yeah, but at the same time, we also don't know what the time frame of their investment is and what their metrics are for getting in, getting out, and how they're going to average in, whether that's even a strategy, right? It's hard to understand. It's hard to kind of critique someone's approach if you don't know their actual strategy. So regardless, there's volatility all around. The markets are obviously taking a gut shot. Crude specifically, we were talking about this earlier, Sean, as high as 130 not too long ago. Where are we sitting on crude? We're down another 7%, 6.5%.
96.
We're at 96 now. This is the crude chart, guys. This is pretty much, count it out. Day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. 6 trading days for us to go from 130 all the way down to 96. Or pretty much 129 all the way to 96. So that's the kind of ride we're getting across the board. Commodities, equities, you've got crude moving as well. Well, that's part of the commodities group. And then you have everyone else preparing on the interest rate side of things for Wednesday too. So all across the board, volatility. Volatility brings opportunity. So that's what you got to look out for. As I mentioned, Micron, I've gotten out of Micron. Positive on Micron, but I'm going to work away from the Micron short. We're going to hold on to the other 4, but Micron, I think it's time to walk away. I'm not a fan of what I'm seeing, so we'll see. Just in case this market were to continue up to the upside, we can walk away with it and be happy the fact that, hey, you know what, we moved away from potential risk on that side. Brendan?
Why don't we, Arun, jump into the market here? We're at 9 o'clock already. The morning flying by. What do we need to know for the futures this morning?
Same thing as yesterday afternoon. Nothing has changed. This is what we've got. We've got 41.25 down below, 42.05 up top. We're kind of wedged in here. We found support. When I came in this morning and I saw that we're like, oh, north of, what was the price? It was north of 41.50. I was like, oh, sweet. There's going to be a bounce right off this 41.25. Maybe I can get along. Well, it turned out that the market kept going. And if I wasn't here at about 6 a.m., which I was not, it was too late. So we were already at like 67 or something when I sat down. I'm like, okay, there's no way I'm going to go long here, which is also going to be a little bit of resistance all the way up to 42.05. So that's the reason I'm walking away from this idea of a long anymore. So now I'm thinking, hey, can I fade this against this resistance? Now, if we were to take this out, let's just pretend that this line disappears because the market ran up, then you're left with this range, which is 42.65 by 41.25. We're still in a wider range. The range just opens up. It doesn't mean there's a brand new trade because odds are I can't find a level to work with north of 42.05 for a potential long. So best case scenario for a trade today is going to be either a short against this 42.05, at least for me and the way I look at it, 42.05 against that level for a potential short. If I can find a reason to short, I will. As you can see, I know you guys are making comments. I am shorting a bunch of names, individual names. But as the market as a whole, if I can find a reason to short the market, I will jump into that as well. Flip side is if the market were to fall enough and get into that 41.50, 41.55 area and set up a long, I don't mind playing on the long side down below either. So either one of these two lines opens up the door for potential trade, either short near the top end or long near the bottom end. Be prepared for range trading. Of course, if we get that break through 41.25, I wouldn't step right into a short, but I would open the door for now a setup that I can go short against the 4100, right? So if for now, we'll work with it. I'll be here throughout the day so I can figure out what I want to do, and as I'm doing it, I'll let you guys know what I'm doing. But for the time being, be prepared for a range between 42.05 and 41.25.
All right, there's a note there on Intel, just a heads up for anyone looking at Intel, 30 billion euro investment for an R&D and design hub in France, just announced for INTC. Not much of a reaction, it would appear, from the stock at all, just sitting at yesterday's low, but heads up on INTC. Let's get into everything else you need to know heading towards the open. Under 30 minutes until we get going here this morning, guys. That's the link to the watch list. Miss V will have that in the chat for you if you ask her very nicely. Oil, I mean, we got to watch these oil stocks again today. Yeah, we bounced pretty, well, decent there, off 94 for crude. Back to 6.6% only. It was more than 8% at one point this morning for crude oil. I mean, it's you guys were just talking about it, but it's hard to believe we were sitting here last week talking about the potential of all-time highs on crude. Now we're back below 100.
Nope. Yeah, it's funny how volatile. It's not funny. I mean, it's just how volatile it is. I mean, we have a lot of pressures on oil. We've talked about that over and over with you guys, including Russia, and then just the inflation, let alone the price of everything else, natural gas moving as well. We've seen nickel. We've seen a lot of these commodities just starting to go absolutely crazy. Wheat, that agri stock, things in agriculture space, minerals, everything. So oil, of course, just one of those names. I have Oxy written here. This has been a little bit of a wild trade. We know that Warren Buffett there, Berkshire Hathaway, has taken a 10%, I think it was 10% stake or so in Oxy now. And, yesterday was a pretty flat day for some of these names. You do get a lot of crazy moves here off the open. So I think Occidental is one that we can look at. That's down 6% today. Shorting off this 53 top makes a lot of sense. This is the oil chart. I mean, this is just, I just have it here. It's been a little bouncy today already, $94 up to $96 again. So we were down 8+%. Now you're only down 6. I don't know where oil settles, but I feel like there's an investable name here. Oxy, CVX, and XOM are all real nice names. You get some lower producers here in Canada that you can take down as well. But, $50 has been holding. I still wonder where these true levels are. I like CVX because they have the buyback on tow right now, plus a nice little dividend for CVX. They've fallen back into some levels that we like. I was saying that we like 150. We talked about this yesterday, pulling back in. But this is definitely a spot where we've heard people, the experts out there, make calls for oil to get to 150 and higher. Like Brendan just said, we were just flirting around all-time highs again just days ago. So why can't we retrace a little bit backwards here? We were just 167 yesterday on this name. It's pulled down to 159. I think at some points you're going to have to step in and take some of this. I have not gotten lighter on my XLE trade. I feel like you hold these, you get the dividend, and you buy on dips. I mean, we were just back down here February 28th, and now you're, 2 weeks ahead of this, and you're still up to $71. So was it a mistake to probably not get something out last week? Sure, but we don't know where oil is going. I just know that this world is going to, the reliance on oil doesn't seem to be going anywhere. EVs are like 2% of the road right now. So I feel like oil, manufacturing, all of this, I mean, let alone traveling through some of the straits and everything for Russia, getting this oil across. We have Saudis, we have OPEC, I think, raising their output. You have the U.S. going into their reserves. So I don't know. Oil, I think, is going to be a story for a while. And I think you want to stay long the high-quality names.
Oil's going to be, it's a resource that we've used in our cars and to function every machine that kind of produces, whether it's transportation or food. So it's going to be around. Obviously now the demand for oil it's more of a sensitive topic and everyone's paying more attention to it, especially when you have EVs, like Sean mentioned, on the road as well. Not everyone has caught on to EVs just yet. So until that happens, oil's still going to be the top dog in terms of fuel. So the way you got to look at it is oil is also a source that we're nearing the end of our lifespan on. When I mean end of, we're probably, 20, 30 years away from running out, right? Maybe? Someone's got to look into that. But I remember reading a while ago that it's like somewhere between 2040 and 2050 or so where we're going to get to the end of what we can tap into. So we're getting near that point. Obviously, right now we're trading $100 $96 a barrel. And it's going to be an individual kind of a component. It's going to be, in 6 days, we've gone from $128 to $96. This is not going to be something that's going to be forgotten. You remember, if you remember, what was it, 2 years ago? Maybe, I think it was the April contract of 2020 when oil went negative because they had nowhere to store it. So if anyone remembers that one where it closed the specific front month contract, the day was going to expire, it closed negative 39 something or something in that range where they were paying you to take the oil off their hands because they had nowhere to store it. So it was a storage issue. And now here we are, front month contract trading at $96 a barrel. So anyone who's able to take on that deal, if you had the certifications and able to store oil, hey, you made a ton of money. But for now, oil downtrend in the last 6 days. Here we are trending down. There's no support. The last support level we had was around this 95. We are bouncing, but in terms of levels below that, we don't really have any support until we get to about 90 or so. It seems like every $5-6 or so, we're going to find something. Round numbers makes sense. But to the upside, since we're trending down, we want to see resistance levels, right? Where can we work with for resistance? It's got to be north of 100 into that 102 area. This seems to be the majority of action where the area is. It's right through here. It's going to be 102 through 108, which is a wide range. But this has got to be the area to work with. Fading I would look at fading any pops on crude if we were to get into that range and also set it up. And I think that's critical. You need to set it up in this market environment, especially with how much volatility you're getting through crude and on the equities as well. You need the setup to happen before you step in, because you get absolutely run over in a heartbeat. So just be very careful if you are looking for any moves on crude, that we do have resistance, but it's not nearby. It's going to have to be quite the move to the upside before we get to that point.
Hey everyone, we've got a super chat from System Pro FX. Thank you so much. Enjoy your coffee, y'all. I hope you will be having a great day and you're already enjoying your coffee. And guys, we have 4,000 people watching right now. Welcome everyone. I remind you to smash the like button and let's continue with Brandon.
Yeah, smash the like, guys. Hit subscribe as well if you haven't done so. If you're new, welcome. We do this every single day in the pre-market. UAL, I just brought up one of these. There was three, count them, three airlines out this morning with increased current quarter forecasts. Speaking of lower crude oil, this is the group you got to go to see some benefit today. Nice move here for UAL, guys.
Yeah, UAL, AAL. I mean, I've been looking at AAL for a bit, and look, I mean, I still don't think that we've solved any of our travel worries here. I know I'm going to be going on a vacay next week, but I really feel like with COVID here in China, I mean, they're using completely different vaccines than we were here in the West. So apparently it's not as effective. They shut down Shenzhen. They shut down a lot of places, which is why I'm going to stick with AAL. Just stick with American, stick with a little more domestic. You can look at LUV as well. I know you mentioned United there for, and Delta more for the international flight, but I'm just going to stay with AAL here. I've been trading that pretty good off this 14 level. We've talked about that over and over again. I see some people in the chat talking that they're still long this 14 level. Beautiful trade. We've talked about getting long into here. There was really nothing, excuse me, there was really nothing wrong with the airlines. What I was talking about for what seemed to be a very long time, and I was asking you guys on the chat as well, like, what is oil hedging meaning to companies like, or the airlines? And I know they hedge out way, way in advance. I mean, obviously that has to be a big part of their business plan. But this 14 level, today you're getting another dump down here in oil, which is nice, down 6.5%, creating, you have a little bit of COVID pressures relieving. You had the CCLs of the world, and the cruise lines yesterday got a better designation for travel as well. So that's nice. It's nice to see these names starting to go back up to the upside. We saw Disney get hit yesterday on the downside, and I was thinking that that was overdone a little bit, and I was saying we should be buying some Disney as well down here at 129. That's obviously not Disney at $13, but Disney down here at 129. Probably a buy as we broke through some of these levels. Let's see if this name can work as well. But just over to AAL, I'm using 1450 now as the base. I already have some bids in there. Yesterday we came back in, let's see yesterday's high, right into here, 1480 off the open. And then this is where we consolidated a bit between 1460 and 1440 or so, 1430 I guess, before making that move, and then a nice little bump up. Now today you get oil, high or lower, so higher pressure here for AAL and whatnot. So I'm going to look at this 1450 area right in here for AAL and think that this is going to be a level that we're trying to go long. So I'm already bidding 1460 on American. That's a level that I like. And hey, if we test 14 again, I'd be surprised. So it's a long all the way down into here. And if for some reason, you know, these stocks come in this low, then we'll be buying them hand over fist. I don't think that happens. So needless to say, my out's going to be a little sub 14, like maybe 1380 or so, because then something's really gone wrong. So we'll watch out for these names, and so far so good on AAL to the upside.
Yeah. Okay, well, when you go to airlines, I would take a look at, I haven't even done this yet, I took a quick look at Boeing.
Isn't it freezing in here, by the way?
I've got a, I'm all right. My hands are cold, though, to be fair.
Yeah, I want coffee.
Going back to Boeing, I mean, when we talk about airlines, I immediately go to Boeing. That's just my preference here. There's a decent level we can work with, but keep in mind, though, I mean, there's 180, but at the same time, we're at the bottom end of a support range. I'd rather us break this 165 to open the door to the downside versus trying to trade in here. Because even if you take out 180, then you end up with what, 185 is the next break point to the top. And then there's like little checkpoints up top that you're going to have to run into and deal with. So I'd rather just not even get involved. I've got my list of names. I've got some alerts as well set up. So in the event the market were to break in that direction, for some of these names. I've got like AMD, Facebook, Caterpillar, still that 220 from yesterday, Apple, FedEx, no. Anyways, we can get into it later, but I've got some alerts out. I don't need to force myself to trade this Boeing or even any of these airline names if they're not setting up properly. I think UAL and AAL, there's a potential fade area available, but I'm not going to touch this just yet.
Guys, just popping up on some volume. I'll double check on that, but don't see anything right out of the gate. But MULN starting to go a little bit. Let's go on to Tesla. I mean, why don't we talk about Tesla and Apple here? Because the news, I mean, no different. Tesla trying to bounce here today, but they hiked prices again right across the board coming off the weekend. Remember, Elon was tweeting about inflationary pressures. So here we go. The increases have come into effect as of today. Apple, as we mentioned, trying to bounce as well, but Foxconn remains an issue. JP Morgan, though, doesn't think so.
What are we talking about? Tesla or Apple here? Yeah, Tesla today with the hikes. The Model 3 now starting at 46.9, its top end model. Increase of 12.5, okay, on the X. So increase of 12.5 brings it to 138.9. Okay, so Tesla right here. We've talked about price increases. We talked about this yesterday, and I said, I didn't even realize they were doing this today, and I actually started talking about it yesterday, as opposed to Rivian. And I was saying that I don't think price hikes really affect Tesla too much. You can see that today. The proof is in the pudding. You're up that 1.24%, actually more aggressive than the market here. So I think Tesla with a nice little bottom. We'll see if we made that yesterday at 750. We talked about breaking that 755. That never came through yesterday, and that was a level that we're looking at. You know, if the NASDAQ does crash today again, then I think that there it is right here. It's at 755. It's basically 755.75. If that level comes into play, then we can hit that. This is yesterday, so we're already at this top. I think yesterday we had a nice bump in the morning up to 8, and then that's when we had the short written on the sticky note, short through 800, down back into 800. So I still feel like that short could play out. Yesterday off the open, look what happened. We opened up right where we are today at 780, basically the same price. And then you tanked down $30 right off the open. And I don't even remember there being an extreme amount of pressure on the NASDAQ yesterday at open. I mean, the market did move, but down $30, down to 750, and then up $50, almost on a dime there, stopping at that 755 before ripping up $50. Before coming right back again another 50. So the way you travel on Tesla is absolutely insane. It's watching the triple Qs. It's moving around. Today, obviously on that news, they seem to be absorbing the price target hikes, no problem. Yesterday it was all about, hey, supply chain, we're not immune to it. That seems pretty obvious. I just feel like if you're going to be investing into any of these names, Ford, GM, Tesla have to be at the top of your list. We didn't talk about Rivian, but Rivian continues to get beat down. NIO is not investable at these levels. Like I said, I'm already dug in. I'm already dug into Alibaba. I'm holding some shares. You guys know we got some out at 130. We talked about that, but we're still holding some shares. We were buyers of Alibaba like 200, 160, this and that. And I feel like if I still can come in, like what's NIO doing today? Let's just have a quick look here. Obviously with COVID being shutting down parts of China, look at NIO down to 4%, 5%, down to 13 and change. Wow. Like these are names that are not investable. And so if you want anything in the EV space right now, I feel like there's only one name to go to, and that's Tesla, to be honest with you. There's nothing else. Volkswagen, I do believe in, and I think Randy believes a little bit in Volkswagen too. Thank you so much. It was 22, which doesn't seem like that cold, but I don't know if you can feel. It's definitely coming from up there, but I did. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, so anyways, that's what's going on. I don't know if you have any levels for Tesla. I don't think we'll trade in unless we get to those extremes again. I want to short that 755 or short into 800, which we might get to.
For me, Tesla, I mean, one, price point's an issue, but at the same time, 750, we marked that off. This was already on the chart when I loaded it up. 750 on the bottom end. Take it out, get me involved, or let's get near that 825 and work a trade. I think it's the same trade as yesterday. Nothing's changed. North of 800 or close to 800 into 825 if you like that risk, or take the 750 down below and see if you can get an extension to the bottom. That's it. Straight up and simple. If it wants to trade like this in between that range, let it be and just kind of figure something else out. There's other things to trade. Tesla is not the only stock in the market that's moving around at this price point, right? So as a trader, I don't need to commit to just this one stock. So keep it aside, set some alerts off. If it gets into your range, then work the trade. If it doesn't, find something else that's moving around. How do you find something else? We go right to Brendan, and he'll give it to us.
A good call. Let's go on to some of these Chinese stocks. We touched on a few other guys, but I just noticed Alibaba back to session highs, essentially testing this pre-market level 75.40. I mean, this chart just tells the story. Gaps down yesterday. There was no bid after that morning bump that we saw. Just went straight to the downside. 74 today. Sean, what do we do with Alibaba?
Sean's on here because he went to go get a coffee and warm up his hands, but I'll talk about Baba. Baba, I wasn't in Baba because I was worried about levels south of 80 yesterday, right? That's fine with me. But now, though, you got to keep an eye on that 70. That's not too far away. And as we move into that 80, I think that's going to be something of high interest to me. As we move through this 77, 78, closer to that 80, I want to see, can we hold on to resistance? Given the trend is down, given how much action we put down near that 78 marker yesterday, can we actually find a way to short this? Because if we can, then I'd like to go short around that 77, 78 against the 80 and see if we can get a trend extension to the downside on Baba. If we can't, if we say this is a relief rally type of day and we run right through that 80, then I'm back to doing absolutely nothing. So the only read I have for Baba is a potential fade against 75. That 77 into that 78 and see if we can't use it against the 80. That's it. If we can't get that trade, then I'm not going to be involved at all.
I just quickly here because it's on the sticky note here today, and I should just talk about. I didn't even realize we just broke through 85 right now. Here it is, or sorry, 75. We actually want this trade on Alibaba. I believe it's due, and I think that's what you're just talking about. If this is going to be a bounce day, I think this is the name that we want here on Alibaba. So I believe that it is due for a bounce, and I didn't even see that it broke. So we are bidding Alibaba now to try to get long into this name. Apple's been a little bit of a dancer here in the pre-market. We've taken out some decent profits here. We got 151.40s. We got some out at 20. Then we got some out at 90 right there. Now you're coming back in on Apple as the market's starting to fade in a little bit here. So Alibaba will probably get that long as well. I don't know. You're not long it or short it yet.
Not yet.
But I don't mind taking a long now that we've busted up above that 75 level that we talked about here. The pre-market high there. And again, if you're going to go long something, you know, it has to be at some kind of levels. So we'll see here. We'll average into this name around 74.50. Just to make sure that's where we do have that order in. So we are now long Alibaba. Thing is, we're short Apple, which is really printing right now. That's in the money, 55 cents, as Alibaba is now starting to come back in. So I'm going to watch out. This 73.50 bottom needs to be respected, period. So I'm going to do that. If it comes back down here, we're going to watch it and then get out if we take down 73. So watch out here for Alibaba. Hopefully Charlie Munger can come and save the day. Yeah, right.
Just noticed JD.com as well starting to move back to the upside. So that entire group looking very similar right now. Okay, let's talk about AMC. Trying to hold 14 once again here, up 3.8, 4% at the highs there, or 4 and change percent at the highs again. Adam Aaron coming up 9:45 CNBC to talk about their brand new investment in gold mining, guys.
All right. For me, I have very little to say to this, so I'm just gonna, I'm gonna listen to Sean explain it to me because I absolutely don't understand this at all. I also don't care. Go ahead and invest in gold. If you're gonna make gold seats, great. But Sean, can you explain to me?
I don't care either, other than the fact that it's a tradable name, right? And so, yeah, look, I don't know. I like your idea of the VIP seats. So I just, like I said, it's 60 million shares outstanding. They've taken a 22% stake. So AMC right now holds about 10 or so million shares, is my understanding. We're going to hear, well, we're not going to hear it, but he's going to come on. I believe there's going to be some talk. The reason why the investment that I heard on Bloomberg Radio this morning was the share structure. He's very interested in that. And whenever I hear that kind of talk, you can come over to the screen now for HYMC. Whenever I hear that kind of talk, I'm thinking manipulation, and it's not that it's illegal manipulation. It's just, it's a low float name. Adam Aaron, what I heard about was that, he's comfortable talking about low float names, dealing with share structures. And whenever I hear things like that, man, I just wonder, they're not going to sell those 10 million shares anytime soon. So that's locked up. And then I wonder what percentage of the shares are then held by directors and so on and so forth that may or may not be selling on a big move like this. There's no doubt about that. But if there's not too many shares out there to trade, then if retail does get involved, which we've seen them involved with AMC and GME and Bed Bath & Beyond, we can go on, rocket companies, we can go on and on with this. I just believe that Ape Nation still is strong. People looking to trade something, we'll go fire off the apes right now, looking to trade something, why not have a look at HYMC today? We already have a very, very clear defined level here at $2. By no way am I saying this is, by the way, Apple, nice trade here, almost $1 in the money on the short. You can see right now that this is back down to $2. And I think for that kind of a level, it's safe. We'll average in. We'll see if it takes down $2. If it does, we'll be gone. But I don't think this is an investable name. I just think it's here for the ride. And we'll see what happens today. I'm very excited if this thing breaks the high of $3. Why? Because I feel like everyone's waiting for that high. And we've done the work. It goes up to $3.50 if it takes 3. So I'll take that 50 cents and then reassess. But HYMC is on my mind. I'm ready and willing to take that $3 break. So that's what I'm doing right now, $3 break on HYMC. And Arun, look, I honestly don't really understand it either, but that's why we took out of half already for, I guess it was what, we were long at 66, out at 79. So we took 13, 14, 15 cents on half of it. And now we'll wait to see. No 3, no love for me. Otherwise, we'll average in down here to 220 and get out if it breaks $2. That's the trade for me. Alibaba's already cruising as well. We're short Apple, which is tanking a little bit right now. Not tanking, but down to 150.50. Alibaba, we're long at 175 or at 75.15. That's at 75.30. We're going to put an offer for Alibaba up around here, 77. See if we get a nice little bump up. Before we go over to Brendan quickly, let's check out the imbalance locator. Look, the warrants are here, Brendan. So this is going to halt probably. Here's the warrants. HYMCW. So don't be afraid if there's a halt. These are 44 cents, HYMCW. And it's a good thing we looked at this. I forgot about warrants, and we always forget about those. XOM, whoops, look at that. Hi, chart, you just disappeared on me. That was great. But XOM, CVX, and Alibaba all on there. We've talked about these names all as sells. Over to Brendan as I figure out where my charts just magically disappeared to.
Amazing story. We'll continue with HYMC. Agroforce, huge couple of days here to the upside for AGRI on monster volume. This thing gave you all kinds of trading opportunity all day yesterday. The volume was crazy. Already breaking down here from 420. So 420 was a bit of a level in the pre-market. We'll see what happens at $4 that we're coming up to right now. 450 up here, 475 above that was the top from yesterday. But pretty active again for AGRI, guys.
Just occurred to me that, with AMC holding on to some of these, holding on to this gold name, before a movie starts, sometimes they play that trailer for, not for other movies, but for just random, not commercials, but some sort of ads. Yeah, ad thing.
Like Coca-Cola or something.
Yeah, something like that. They could easily do it for this company now. They can just not pump it, but at least, pump it. Put it up for a gold company.
That's why I wonder,
at the beginning of every movie now,
this,
before you get to watch a movie, you got to spend 10 minutes going through all these different ads and trailers, and this could be one of them.
Do you want to invest in gold? If so, take out HYMC.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know what
is
even the company's
of,
name
movies,
here.
guys, for anyone watching.
It's Highcroft Mining.
Highcroft Mining.
So get ready for that, the new leader in gold mining.
But I am very curious how this strategy is going to work out. Clearly, it's obvious what the approach is.
There's another fill by us, by the way.
There you
go.
God.
Oh my God.
Apple right there, we just took out. That was a smooth dollar, 150.50 there. So 90-cent win there on Apple. But yeah, no, I'm the same way with you on this Highcroft Mining. We'll just see where it goes. I think it's going to be an interesting name. Quickly, because Randy hooked it up, and thank you, Randy, for the coffee. That was very, very nice. And hopefully we'll be able to feel our hands. I think we will. Here, Ford, just a play. We talked about 1550 yesterday. We didn't have 1550 yesterday, but we will try to have it today. Down here, 1550, 1560. That's what we're looking at for Ford. Here's the short. We had this into the close yesterday. We'll see if that can print. We did good on the short, actually. It didn't move much. We wound up getting out for flat of the last 30 or 40% right there on close. So let's watch 1550 coming through. With only a minute and a half to go, I guess it'll be Miss V will be running over there on the bell. But a nice win so far. It's small, but we're going to watch Alibaba. We have that HYMC, and we have Apple. What else is on our radar here? What about Facebook is another name that we're looking at. Let's watch out for 186.50 for some support. That was support down here yesterday. If we get any dip buys into Facebook, we want to be buyers of that. And then the Ford we've already talked about. And then AAL would be the last one to go here. I don't know if it's going to come back in, but right around here, 1460 looks pretty nice for me for AAL.
Yeah, as you can see, I've got 4 shorts on the table here. We got Microsoft, Disney, Etsy, and SE. A lot of them, well, apart from Etsy and SE, I'm out on the spread right now, right? The spread is absolutely nuts. So you got to be very careful when you play that game. But for the time being, it does look like market's coming back. No, it actually bounced back up a little bit.
It's going to be one of those opens, man.
Yeah, it was down just at 85. Now it's at 91.5 as we get into the final 30 seconds before we get to the open. It does look like it might be a positive open. Damn, I might get run over right off the bat.
You think it's going to be a positive one?
Oh, this might not be fun for me. Okay. Here we are in the final 15 seconds there, Sean.
Okay, yeah, we're just getting locked and loaded here, getting a little bit more shares ready to go here on, okay, oh, shoot, there's the countdown right there. There we go. We got it a little bit late here. 10:98, and it's going to be Miss V on the bell here, and we're going to go a little bit early here as it's 3, 2, and 1, and we are now open on the NYSE NASDAQ, the TSX. Welcome everybody to tradertv.live. Thank you, Ms. V, for that, and we're going to watch Alibaba. We are long here, 75.14. We're going to see where that one goes. Apple just dancing like we thought. Now back up to back up to 151. A nice boost, like you mentioned, Arun. Maybe the market's going to take off here a little bit. Good thing we're out. We're out of 60% of this trade. 20, 40, 60. We're still holding on. Back up to 150, 150 here. Apple. Maybe this name flies.
Yeah, Microsoft taking off. Oh, Microsoft. I was going for the index name against the short. That's running up against the.
Baba's running too upside.
So index names are going. That means market's going to.
150,
It's not going to be a fun look. At least Etsy's in the money. That was a big spread. That was like a $4 spread off the open, before the open, and then that closed up. It looks like. So we're going to wait on this one, but it does look like Microsoft is running strong. What is Microsoft even doing? Why is that chart?
I don't know, but look at Alibaba right now. We are $1 in the money on Alibaba, dropping some grenades. We talked about going long 75 there. We hit it. Lots of opportunity here on Alibaba. A nice $1 now plus in the money on BABA here. I think that's probably, it just came right back in a little bit there. What is that, 76.50? Let's go long here, 76, or get out. Some of our shares a little north of 76. We reverse into the long on Apple here. Notice the market was strong. We take out that high. This is what we wanted to do. So right now we're looking at this Apple long.
Yep. All right. Apart from the 4 positions I've got, I'm actually looking at Bro. Bro.
Come on, bro.
Bro. Highly traded name before. It's quieted down, it seems like, but it does look like there's a decent long here that's available. If I can actually pull up the chart for you guys. Bro as the futures takes off, and I get run over. Damn it. Okay. Bro has moved just north of this 64.50 area. I think there's a nice little consolidation breakout that we can work with. There's a decent amount of action or level and space up top. Thank you, Valeria. Up top here towards that 66.50. So I'm gonna see if I can grab a long on a dip. I'm not gonna pay up these prices. I'm not paying 64.75 at all. If we can get a dip down, I'd go for a long here, but that's it. I'll put a bid down, see if we can't get that fill as this market still goes towards 42.05.
Yeah, we should have took out some more profit there on Alibaba, or some profit at all. We didn't take out anything. I was actually waiting up here near this 77. I was waiting at 76.70, so we missed that. It only goes up to 76.50, but here it comes right back up. There it is. Yes, sir, we'll take that profit. Bang, to start the day. Nice big win here for Alibaba. Now $1.50. Bang, there's that number that we wanted again. Let's go to the upside. Drop down some cash here in Alibaba. Sticky note, number 1 sticky note. We talked about going Alibaba long 75. What else do we need? There's the sticky note win right there for Alibaba. Watching this name go should be fun. To the upside, now taking out 77. We like it. We like it a lot. Let's check out Facebook right now. We're already 2 for 2 here. Apple reverse to the long. That's working out sweet right now as well. Facebook did not come back in. We're hoping that Facebook would come back into 187 or so. We talked about the semis as well today, Arun. That's AMD did make a dip down to 102 and change just off the open, but now back up to 103. Now up that 1+%. Look, we're on one with Alibaba now, $1.70 in the money. I think we can just watch this. Look at the reversal on Apple. Short and out, reverse long. It just touched 151.90. Let's put an offer at 152 and take another piece out here on Apple as we're cooking with fire here, guys.
He's cooking with fire. He's cooking me right now. This guy's getting burnt. Everything's running against me. Yeah, that's what happens when you get short. Things will turn around. I'll find some more trades to work with. For the time being, the market has taken out about 42.05, so we do have to flip the read for the potential long on the futures here. Yeah, everything's taken off to the upside. So with the 42.05 gone, I've got to figure out what the next read is going to be on the futures. It's obviously going to be a long. I just got to figure out where the stop is going to be on that. Brendan?
This Coop Software, guys, that reported, mentioned it was down more than 30%. Trying to bounce here. We're back above this, or trying to test This support level, 67.5 right now. Huge buy volume right now for Coop.
I would play that stank beat. Lucas, I need an update on that. We need to get that beat going again at some point, as long as we're not copyrighted. Check out Apple right now. Here we go. Spin this beat right now, as Apple is cash money right now, just printing. We're going to be monstrous again here today. Sorry about that, Arun. As I was long, you were short. Most of the time, we're on the same. We're the same way yesterday.
Hey, it's all good,
for the majority of the time.
Our time frames are very different, so
Yeah,
I could be in this all day if it doesn't stop me.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's not a big deal. And I'm already exiting out. We trade completely different. So when you see me long, Arun short, like I'm already out of 60% of the Apple long, right? And so that would be something that, possibly one of us would trade differently than the other. So that's the one thing that you always have to remember here. Neo with a small pop, we will look at that. And we will get that beat going again at some point, guys. Just to check it back in, HYMC doing kind of what we thought it would do, not much here. Well, as I said, we were super, super light on this trade. I do want to average this in. If it can come back into the 220s, I am bidding right now. I thought I was bidding. Yeah, there it is, 226, just ahead of 225. So if this can come in, we'll try to respect this $2 level. Like we said, there is an expectation of Adam Aaron coming on CNBC, which I don't even know where you'd find that station. I know nothing about it. But he's coming on there apparently in 10 minutes. So that's when this could get spicy. But we are looking at this bid down here at 225 for something to get into. Alibaba, $2 now in the money. We can floss that off as it's taking out new highs. Alibaba, let's go to the upside right there. Apple and Alibaba, the two names that I'm working with. And by the way, you remember when we said AAL? Just go long AAL? Hello, AAL right now catapulting investors through the roof up to 1580 right now. Damn, as Neil would say. And I'm hoping that he has good luck with the judge today. And no, he is not in jail. He is trying to defend and do his civil duty for us all and be a juror in some kind of a case.
It's, he's up for jury selection. So it's going to be up in the air.
I would not pick him because we want him back.
Well, yeah,
I want you to stay. I want to have a 3-pack.
I want to be gone.
Let's
so I'd
go,
rather
Arun.
have
What does it take? What does it take, Arun, to get you on the show permanently?
I got to think about that. But I'll tell you, it's.
I put this guy on the spot. That's not
probably not a conversation that we're going to have, anyways, because I'd rather not. Neil will be back tomorrow, hopefully.
I have to be the people's trader and ask the people. You know what I'm saying? I know that
you're the people's trader. You represent the people.
You're a very popular individual, Arun.
Yeah, the issue is that I'd rather not. So
I got you.
Okay, so
here comes the shorts, by the way.
Yeah, well, hopefully they come out. Microsoft is coming back in a little bit. Etsy's coming back in a little bit, but not much. Future's still strong, north of 4,200, and still moving strong. I am looking at BABA though. This BABA fade is what I'm looking for. Remember, we were looking at potential fades between 77 into 80. That's what I'm looking towards. If I can find it, I just got to find it. If I can find it, I'm taking it. But for the time being, I'll leave it be. There's strength there, so respect it. For the time being, what else we have? We have BABA. That was the only alert that went off, actually. Everything else that I have hasn't gone off. So what are you guys trading? AMD?
There's AGRI we can look at here again. We can AGRI was moving around. That's Agri. This is the small Canadian company that's been a mover for the last little while. AGRI move up to 420. Hit the 420. I mean, we hit that thing all the time for useless stuff. Now
we don't have it anymore. Right?
Oh, they have it up there.
They have it.
There it is. Well, see how quick they are on that one. Okay, so 420. That's what AGRI is. I don't know what's going on with that. Apple, we're getting ready to get out. We just took another piece out of Apple. We want to stay positive on this name. It is tanking back down here. Look at the rebound here in the futures. But Brenda, what you got?
We were talking about airlines. We're focusing on airlines, guys. The cruise operators also benefiting, obviously, from lower oil prices this morning. So a nice pop here for CCL, 5% already.
So just so you know, we exited out of Apple. We're done. We initially were looking short Apple. It did take that out. So we actually made all the money on the short. And then this was, like I said, different time frames, guys. We're celebrating the long. Then all of a sudden it breaks right here, the 50 period, and we just get out. Now, whether or not Apple goes up from here, I don't know, but we're going to stick with our rules. We were looking short. The market did break to the downside. And that's what we talk about. That's why I feel like Arun and, all of us, we roll the dice here. And as long as you are trading your game, and we talked about this yesterday with the futures at the end of the day and things like that, right? And that is just like, if things aren't setting up, there's no doubt that Arun has, we all have capabilities to get in and out of our trades as fast as we want or hold them as long as we want to. So please, trade your own book and make sure that you're using your strategies and just our ideas, because I'd get I'm out of that. People say, well, Sean, how did you make money on Apple? It was up there so fast, but I was in and out there, like a light fast. And then we only hold that 30% down. And so we were able to take a little bit different hit there. And we have a different platform here than you guys, right? And so just to let you know, HYMC, we are in this name as it's Tank City right now, back down. This is not going to hurt us at all. I told you, we were literally waiting for 10x the time. It was 15 times the shares if we broke 3, but it's going the other way. So now we wait on this name. No more averages in here. We're long this. If it takes down 2, then we're out. It's that simple. And by that simple, I mean, what about 195? So something low like that, if this comes in on HYMC, then we're out. It was worth looking at, and we'll see it from here. Looks like some size bringing this down. HYMC looks like that might have been, I don't say a rug pull. You're still up 56%, but be very, very careful going long this name unless you're using $2 as your out.
Yeah, keep in mind, our platform is different. We have DMA access. It also allows us to send orders through multiple venues, speed, and then also on top of our charting system. Someone was asking what alternative charting system am I using. We have our, obviously, charts. These charts are all built into our trading platform, but then this chart specifically is my e-signal chart.
Yeah.
Sean has that as well. Sean uses the white one. I use the dark one. I find the dark ones are just easier on my eyes. So pretty much we have multiple charting softwares installed, and on top of that, our access to order I guess venues is much more diverse as well. We have a ton of ways to kind of
we have
send
the
an
ability,
order.
like you said, to add and remove liquidity, get paid for
That
that.
too, yeah, fee structure as well is different.
Our stop orders, our market on close, market on open orders, limit on open, halt trading, things like that. The ability to switch back and forth, shorting as well as some symbols pay for shorts, some not. So a completely different situation there. But go ahead. I didn't want to.
Yeah, no. I just want to say that, like, when it comes to executing and stuff.
Happened?
Market's
BOBA, yeah, the market's falling down.
Okay, so what I'm seeing here is helpful for me because that 4,200, that 4,205 is what I had marked off on the futures, and we kind of put in a 4,208 high, got some stops off, and then spun right back around. So this is a good thing. If we can just kind of get going to the downside a little bit, I think we would have to at least cross 85 to get going to the downside. But if we can do that, we can get a nice little move on a lot of the names that I've been carrying for the most part of the morning, right? So we still got Microsoft and Disney and SE still out like $1 and change on all three of them.
City.
Etsy is actually now in the money, $1.60. So
there
again, these stocks trade with spread, so I don't want to get too caught up in what they're doing right now. But the market is falling off a little bit, and I absolutely tried to get my hands on that BABA short around 76.50. I just did not get a fill. It is already at 74.50.
Unbelievable.
That fade was the read I was trying to make, and I had the order in. The order was in and no fill. Damn it, Brendan.
I was just noticing Snapchat up here nicely this morning, guys, on decent volume as well. Relative volume high for Snap this morning, got all the way up there to almost 30, coming off pretty hard right now. But watch Snap. Twitter as well, I just saw go by on a volume scanner as well. So some of the social media stocks starting to rally.
Yeah, we're doing it again right now, honestly. Like, the market is doing exactly the same playbook like that it seems to always do. I don't know where my pre-market data is here, which kind of sucks. I'll have to oh yeah, that's right. My charts crashed on me. I don't know. I'll have to reload that. But we're getting down to these bottoms. Maybe I'll have to reload this real quick here to see because, yeah, maybe go over to Arun right now because I got to find out some of these levels.
Oh, Baba, why, Baba, why?
This is not loading here.
Damn it, Baba.
I went long Alibaba down there, actually.
I wanted that 76.50. It was like 10 cents away when I put the order. I'm like, there's no way they cannot give it to me. Given the volatility.
I got some out at 76.70 there, but it must have been on the way down.
No, on the way down. Yeah, I was like, we're not that far away. The momentum was to the down. I'm like, okay, it's time for the short, and then accelerated, and then it's gone. And I'm like, I'm not stepping up to 76. Forget you. And yeah, the market takes off to the downside. So. All right. Okay. So let's do a quick check on our book here. Etsy up $2. SE is now down 26 cents. Microsoft is down 30 cents, and Disney is down $1.
Softy.
For if you haven't seen my trades from the morning, being down 46 cents on SE is a good thing. It's been quite the ride. So here we are waiting as the market has taken that 85 out. accelerating to the downside. Okay, so I called for the 42.05 to be resistance on the futures and stop run right through it. Okay, great. There was not enough to actually continue the move, so let's move that up to 46.10 is going to be the new marker up top, and we can still look for shorts. That area is still in play. It flexed a little bit through that 42.05, but 42.10 is now going to be the new level to work with. And Sean just got excited about something. What happened there, Sean?
Oh my God, no! Alibaba, my bid was at 73.60. It went down, it's right here. It went down to 73.63. Oh, and then just ripped up $1 from there. No. Oh man, I love this job. We miss $1 right there in 1 minute off that. Someone just said, why am I going long Alibaba? It was literally down to this 73.50. Oh, now we have to wait for that. Oh man, we would be in the money now. I wouldn't even have to be justifying shoot right now. This sucks, man. Anyways, let's just move on. We missed Alibaba there by 3 cents, and now it's $1.50 in the money from that level. But okay, so why are we going long Alibaba? I mean, it's pretty simple to me. I feel like it's been absolutely canned the last couple days. Obviously, the last couple days. Check the last couple months, 6-8 months on Alibaba has been absolutely destroyed. Obviously, you get those lockdowns. You get a lot of pressure coming through to Alibaba. There's absolutely no doubt that this is not a long. But look what we took here off the open. We took $2, right, on the long. So we went long 75 and got out. Then these are just average prices. We take that same price again, and then we average in one more time down here to 74.50, and then we should have had a bid down here at 73.60. So I'm going to change that bid now. That's unbelievable, first of all. Let's go to 73. Look, you can, I mean, I'll put it in here. 73.78 or so, we'll put a bid. So 73.78 is where my new bid is, just to let you guys know. So if it comes back down, hopefully we'll get hit. And the idea was to average into this 73 area. It came down. It gave us the fill. It didn't give us the fill, give us the opportunity, and then we would have been out and for a nice little win somewhere anyways onto the upside. Unfortunately, we didn't get that. Here it comes in. Here we go. We're at 78 right now, so watch. So it just went to 81. You saw 81s there. Now 91s. We're going to get this. 78. Come on, 78. Just fill us here. There's 80s. Okay, there we go. Now we're long. So now we're long. And of course, does it go to 60s there? I don't know. But now we're long. We upped our, oh, darn it. We upped our bid there and we would have got hit anyways. But now we're long Alibaba with an out at 73. If this continues to go to the downside, we will get taken out at 73. And this will be a losing trade for us. So there goes HYMC, by the way, down through that $2. We'll see you later on that one. That's going to be a negative name for us now. But barely. We took our shot. I guess Adam Aaron probably on. What's up, Rendo?
Miss V and I just talking about HYMC as well. PDD, I wanted to mention as well, guys. This whole group, very, very weak all of a sudden. So PDD, a huge flush, now down 5% for Pinduoduo.
Regrets all around. Trying to fade that. Damn it. All right. As the market comes back in, futures coming back into that 41.80. Now we have 3 of our 4 names in the money. Microsoft is now flat. Well, it was up a penny or so. Etsy is up $1.60. SE is up 9 cents. Disney's still down $1. So Disney's not responding to this market. Let's take a quick look at Disney and what's going on there. Up 0.75 on the day. Yeah, when it's high. Yeah, great. Yeah, it's okay. That's fine. It's going to take its time, but I'm okay with this 130 being a problem. It's a round number. That makes sense. So for now, we're going to wait it out. Market's bouncing. Remember, we moved that 42.05 level on the futures to 42.10 because of the flexibility above it and the stops going off. So 42.10 is still there. The level is there. It's a zone now. Well, it's always a zone. Zone is still there for potential shorts. If we can find something, I'm thinking if we can get below 41.75 and find some sell side action, absorb the buying, let it fall a little bit, and then short it on a pop back up. So there's a lot that needs to happen to find a short on the futures. There clearly is downward momentum for the moment, but I do really want to step into a futures trade at this point. It's been I haven't taken one yesterday actually, so it's been a few days since I've taken one. So I'd like to, but at the same time, it's got to set up properly. In the meantime, what are you guys looking at? PLTR, Mullen, Baba has no bottom. Yeah, I really hope that Baba. I could have gotten that damn short on Baba at 76.5. But okay, that's a Cavill ripping.
I have Facebook here. I like a
There you
Facebook break right now through 188.60. Let's see if Facebook tests. We did want a 186.50 bid down here. That's what we put on our sticky note. We will pay up a little bit more for this name through this 50 period and the VWAP right here. Both about the same, 188.50. Normally we'd like to see it at least crossing and something, but we are below, which I don't necessarily like. The futures are making, I mean, I might just get out of some of this Alibaba here as we continue to move. Okay, that's nice. Alibaba, we're just relieving some pressure here. We do have on some shares, and it's a decent amount. So if we can get this back up to like 74, we'll take out a little bit more, but we just relieved a little bit there. As you know, these two prices plus this. So this was 50%. That's the other 50% right there. So it did go to 73.20. I told you where we're waiting. We're waiting for a 73 break, and then we're out. So we are out now of 10%. Our average price right now is 74.27. Remember, this take right here, we were long at 75, but again, it's pre-market, so it's not a lot of shares. First out was 76. That's $1. Then the next out there was 76.80. That's $1.70 or so on that play. So, you know, we can afford, and here it comes back up to the upside. We just took a 98 out. Yep, that's where my offer was. So starting to get a little bit better here to the upside. Facebook does take that out, so new position alert for Facebook. Let's see if we can hit a home run on this name. Sorry, that's still Alibaba. That's going to the upside. Facebook, 188.65 is our long here. Let's see if the futures want to take out this 50 period. Then we'll know we'll have a winner. But right now, Baba back into the money and Facebook trying to go here. But it did fail that break, so don't like that. Normally, we like to see the momentum carry it forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, VIX halted, guys. VXX is halted.
VXX being halted, but I'm looking at it going, VXX is a large thing to halt, and I'm looking at the halt code for VXS. It's so this is a NASDAQ trader page. It's got a halt code of M, which is not typical for a volatility halt.
Do we have VXX?
It says it's a volatility halt. So I then look at the halt code for M, and it says M is, what is this here?
34.70.
Trading pause.
Nah, something broke here, I think. Let me see the one. I have the 1 minute chart here.
Trading has been paused in an exchange listed issue under this code. So it may not be a halt, it may just a straight up pause. So maybe Brendan can clarify what's going on with the volatility or the.
I have the chart here. It's not a huge move, but Brendan has something.
Yeah, they're saying it's additional information, which is along the lines of what you were just saying there, Arun. So we'll look into more of this, but this is not necessarily normal, to say the least, for an instrument like this, but you can see additional information, guys, for VXX.
Yeah. See, typically when you get a halt, you get a limit down, limit up halt, which is a T1 or not T1. It's an LUDP halt, right? That's typical. That's normal. You've got IXHL, BTTX, and ISO that have halted all morning doing this. Great. M is not common. M is definitely something odd. So
come on,
keep an eye on this as damn. Are we getting a bounce again? Yeah, we are.
Hell yeah, we're getting a bounce. Let's go bounce, man. Yeah, nice little bounce. I was sitting at Facebook at 78. That's where it stopped again. Like, what is going on with my orders here today? I don't know. Okay, it just hit 78 again and we didn't get filled. So I got to switch up the gateways, man. I'm on ARCA. That's not working out too good. But let's go. Alibaba right now with a nice little move to the upside here. We're cashing this out, man. We're in the money now. Alibaba, a nice positive trade for us today as it's starting to go back up to the upside right now. I don't know, man. That volatility halt's a little scary to me. I didn't really see anything. I don't like when this happens because I don't know what this means. Like, there's the move up for VXX. This should not have halted at all for volatility. Like you mentioned, limit up, limit down. But there it is, halted. We will find out more on that one, but Brendan's already hit it, so we don't really need to find out too much. Okay, Alibaba with a nice move off that bottom. We've been cashing it out. We have half of this position left.
It's open now.
Let's take out another bit. Go ahead if you have it.
No, it's open now. VXX is open again for 34.50. But I don't understand what's going on. I'm not even going to trade. I'm not even going to bother with this because
the market is not that volatile right now, which is kind of
it's doing its own thing. Listen, it's absolutely nuts. It's done 8.4 million shares. It's going absolutely nuts. I'm not touching this. I don't know what's going on. I've never seen that halt code before, specifically for a big name like this, right? It's a big ETF, especially when you're tracking the volatility, right? So let's stay away from. I'm going to stay away from this. It just fell $1. Did it really just fall $1? Yeah, it just fell $1. From 34.50 to 33.50. Okay.
Yeah, exactly, guys. This is going to be a big day here. The Arun indicator, someone just said there. Alibaba, nice little win, man. We're taking these out as we approach the 50 period. Hopefully, we can get back to VWAP and let this thing fly to the upside, man. We're long at 73.70, and we're in $1 in the money or so on Alibaba. We're 30 cents in the money now on Facebook as we're trying to get out some 189s. Man, this has been a good day, man. Apple long, Baba long, Facebook long. The only thing that we've stepped on ourselves with was this HYMC, and I don't even feel like this was really a hit. I mean, it was a hit. There's no doubt about that. But in and out, we didn't put on big shares here. And actually, I'm going to cancel my $3 break right now. We'll wait. If it comes back up here, we'll notice it, and so will you guys. So you'll let us know. A lot of people talking about Cavill. Right now, man, I mean, I'm just trying to watch this Facebook. This is moving like nuts as well. We do have 188.95. I'm trying to get out there as well. Went up to 93. Hopefully, we can rip up to the high side as the 50 period's being taken on NASDAQ. We'll see about a long in that name. KAVL. This is a name that we've traded over and over again on the show when it moves, and here's another day. It's starting to move to the upside. 10 million shares, probably a low float. Brendan will come with this one, but that bottom's 140. This is a day range, so we've been up here before. Watch out for 280 or so on KAVL. What's up, B?
Okay, so a lot of people circulating this, guys, that a few on the chat are talking about, but this is from Barclays. Okay, so they've issued an issuance suspension notification, so no additional shares will be issued to this ETF going forward, it looks like, as of March 14th. So that's the latest, it would appear, and maybe explains a little bit of this volatility. So we can't now look at VXX to track the actual VIX, it would appear.
All right, UVXY it is, right? UVXY is going to be the ultra short, or what's the other one? VIXY. Is it VIXY?
I don't know what it is. UVXY is one that's popularly traded. But I mean, someone else will come up with a different solution to that, right? That's just the Barclays. Like the VXX is Barclays ETF for the VIX, right? There are other ones out there. We'll just find them. This is Barclays Bank VXX VIX indicator. So, you know, it's probably going to trade like normal, but up 27% today. Obviously, very unheard of for this name today doing that kind of a move. So that is what that is. Alibaba, wow, it just rifled up, guys, right up to there. Nice win for us on Alibaba today. People questioning the long, but hey, man, sometimes you got to stick with your gut. I say that all the time on the show. I say it to Neil, say it to you guys, say it to everybody, and I got part of that with Arun. It's like trust your reads. And honestly, like we were waiting for that 73.50 to come in. We got a little bit overzealous and took an 80 print or a 78 print when we did have these lower pegs, lower numbers pegged, but we didn't get filled there. So we got a little aggressive on that and took it. So right now, Alibaba, Facebook, and Apple, we're 3 for 3 today on these names. So far, so good here. Looking to make some moves somewhere else. Microsoft up to 280. Maybe that's a play, guys.
Yeah, and futures coming back in towards that, it's at 41.95 right now, coming back in towards that 4,200. Remember, 42.10 is going to be the stop point going forward. And I'd like to get a short if I can get a short. As you can see, my board is full of shorts, but at the same time, not at these prices. I'm not on these stocks anyways. If we can get a move up, remember, I'm looking south of 75 for potential future short, but we got to break it and then do a bunch of things and then come back up to make sense of the risk. Market decides that it wants to bounce right off that 80 and take off to the upside. Okay, fine. Now it's got to figure out whether I actually want to fade some stocks or do I want to VXX is halted again if you guys want to trade it. But do I want to fade this pop or do I actually want to let it go? If it's got too much strength, there's no point in shorting more, right? We've already got enough shorts on the table. We'll leave it be for the time being. It does look like there's decent strength. And for the type of movement I'm seeing here, individual big names like Microsoft doing absolutely nothing.
I just got into it right now.
Absolutely nothing. It's been trading in between 279 and 280.5 for pretty much the majority of the morning. So here we are waiting on Microsoft. I'm short, out 76 cents, and it's absolutely doing nothing. So we're still waiting for these markets to kind of, not just markets, but these individual names to catch up with the volatility of the market itself. And it looks like the volatility ETF from Barclays is broken.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to go to ProShares volatility indexes to see if we can trade that. Brendan?
I just brought up Barclays over in London, guys, because we have the ability to do that. There was a volume spike on this as well around that same time. Also to the downside and then back up, you can see it's tough to see at the bottom there, but a huge sell volume also coming into BARC over in London.
Very strange. We'll just continue to monitor it. Like I said, I mean, I don't want to play a game that's halting and unhalting and rehalting and this and that's craziness. We did go long here. We will take a piece out if we can get it. Where am I offering here on Microsoft anyways? I thought it'd be out on 95s. We're offering on Microsoft. There it is. Yes, we get the fill. And there it is right there to the moon. They're going. Microsoft, a nice little win there. Long at 68, out at 95, 30 cents. We put half of this trade in our pocket. We are waiting for it to come back in here. So if it does come back in, we want to load it back up. I am absolutely disgusted with Facebook trading, like Arun mentioned there. Like, look at Microsoft, man. We go over to there and it just takes off on these futures. We've been long Facebook since the futures were down here, and it's just making lower lows here. So just not lower lows on the session, but of this chart pattern. You're starting to hit out to 188 again here. So we've emptied out some of the Facebook trade. It doesn't look like that's going to go. Microsoft now, Arun, 80. Yeah. I know you're short, but this is 80 cents in the money. Is there a spot right here where you would get out of your Microsoft trade?
I would think that 281 is going to be a problem, right? We've hesitated a lot.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so that's where I'm looking at for right here to get out of my long. Almost, that's why we ask 279.69. We're long. It's $1 in the money right now, almost. Well, sorry, 80 cents in the money right now for Softy. So this is the name that's going. Alibaba, 70 cents in the money. Facebook is a problem down here to 188. Don't understand why this is sick. Let's get out of some Softy here as we just made a beautiful move up. If we can get some out right now, 280.70 or so, we'll do that on Microsoft, guys.
I'm just going through the board here, see if I can't find something that's moving a lot. And it looks like PG, damn, I saw PG this morning, but I wasn't sure what to make of it. PG up 2.5%, up huge on the day and running strong at highs at the moment anyways. So impressive move on PG. I actually I kind of liked it. Not enough to actually take a trade on it, but kind of like the fact that it was actually trading above this 147. And then I'm like, but then we can run into resistance at 148 into 150. Then I'm like, it's fine. But I'm not going to step into it. I'd rather actually put a stop down here towards that 143, and maybe if we get a pullback that actually sets up around that 147, I'd rather catch it on the way down, on a slow way down, than actually chase it as it's running through that level. So I'd rather just wait this one out and see if we can't just find the right trade at the right prices.
Proctor. We're going to average into Facebook down here if we can get it. We just put a bid at 66 here, so that's where we're bidding. We saw it stop at about 60. We'll take a bid in here. Realistically, I was waiting for that 186.50. There we go. We'll just take another bid. 186.50 is what we're looking at here for Facebook. You see yesterday's dump down was 185.80 or so. I thought Facebook was strong yesterday into the close, right? We talked about that. We were trading. I don't know why my trades aren't here, but Facebook yesterday showed a lot of strength and then weakness and then strength into the close, and then look at this fade back into that 186. So like strong from like 1 o'clock to about 3 o'clock, and then faded right back into this 186.50. So this is really the spot. We got caught up there. There's no doubt about that. We take a small piece here. You can see it's not a crazy position yet. We got out of our Microsoft, by the way. Like, talk about a strong versus a weak name, like one going one way, one going the other. Look at this Microsoft trade, 279.67 in, out there at VWAP for 288, 288, and then out up here 278, 280.62 there. That's a full $1 there as we wait and watch. Wow, there goes Facebook. There's that 186.50, man. We did not think this was coming in. I almost feel like there has to be news here on Facebook, how aggressive this is moving to the downside. Right now, Arun, I think you're short, not Facebook, which might have been the right play. I go long Microsoft, cash out. You're short Microsoft and nothing happening. And right now I'm long Facebook, and we're down here near the depths of hell for Facebook. Watch out for this 185.80, man. If that breaks, I guess we got to get out, but we'll do a little bit more work on this without any further ado. Brendan over at the big screen, happening now.
Hey guys, quick look at North American markets here. Nicely positive on the day so far. Still the NASDAQ leading, but as we were seeing there, few names in the NASDAQ starting to come off a bit. 1.1, 0.5, and 0.86 there for the S&P 500. We're red here in Toronto, 0.8 to the downside. Nice bounce back day so far anyways, holding on to positive territory for cryptocurrencies. Few things we were mentioning in the pre-market. Yeah, Chinese stocks, big bounce. JD.com, one of the leaders, back to the upside, now positive. Tesla, 0.5% as well after that price hike that Elon, I guess, kind of hinted at over the weekend. 8% for UAL. Yeah, airlines really strong so far, guys. Back over to you.
I just said to Arun, AMD ripping right now as Microsoft comes right back in. We're out of that. I got to make sure that I cancel all my stop orders for Microsoft. Yes, sir. We have them all canceled. AMD is what we're looking at right now. AMD Rip City there from those bottoms of, wow, it hit that 101 again. 101.80 down there. Even right now, I'm not even looking really at the prices specifically. The way these stocks move, like what does it matter? Like I was saying there about Facebook and all those other fills, sure, it pisses me off when you miss them. But it doesn't really matter, some of these levels. That bottom yesterday was 101 clean. If you were using anything here, 101.40, 101.50, you're probably long somewhere. I just forgot to look at AMD, and we talked about it in the pre-market, and I used these levels, man, between 101 and 102. We talked about these levels. A nice bump up here. Let's see if the same thing's happening with NVIDIA as we're sitting here getting smoked. Oof, what getting smoked? Facebook just ripping up right now. Wow, okay, Facebook, I see you. Let's go over to Ms. V. We've got a nice winner here on Facebook. What's up, Ms. V?
Hey guys, I know you're busy trading, so I remind you to smash the like. Please pay a little bit attention to the like button. Help us increase the number as 6,000 people are watching us right now. And now back to guys.
Yeah, Facebook's ripping.
What happened to Facebook there? We'll cash it out right now and drop some cash around. And again, Arun, it goes back to that same damn point that we continue to talk about, and that is weight. Like, why when I write down here, long, okay, just bear with me for a second here, and I'm mad at myself, but it's more of a training tool also for everybody else out here because I'm learning with you guys myself, right? What does this say here on Facebook? Long 186.50, 186.50. We can use 185.50 as our out. Look at the bottom today, 186.50. Thank God we have it at least. Bang, right now, $1 in the money on Baba, $1 in the money on Facebook, and we're always thousands of dollars in the money when we go over to Brendo. What's up, buddy?
Minutes ago, guys, they announced they're going to recruit up to 2,000 people in Madrid, Spain, for the first ever, what is it called? Meta Lab in Madrid. So that was about 950 there, guys, for Facebook.
Meta
Lab?
This conversation was happening yesterday
this
regarding
conversation
metaverse.
went from bull to bear real quick, right there. They're opening up a Meta Lab. Okay, so they lost $10 billion last quarter.
Okay.
So how about that? And now you're opening up a lab to hire more people?
I mean, but the thing is, though, it's hard to be critical of that because when Amazon started their AWS, I remember people were criticizing how much money was being spent on AWS, and look at it now, right? So you do have to be, it takes money to make money, right? So if Facebook wants to throw some money, if Facebook feels that this is going to be a big thing and they want to put some money down on it, why not, right? But at the same time, I mean, 2,000 people in one location, that's going to be a big facility. It's got to be a huge facility. Where are they going to find a facility in Madrid?
I don't know, but what's up to Marcus Dino? Meta Lab, not Meth Lab. You know, if it was a Meth Lab, I mean, this stock would be at like $200 real quick right there. Okay, Ford. What's up, Ford? Where's Randy Ford? To the bottom here, Ford, we just pick up this bid. And again, now we're trying to be disciplined a little bit. We have, we didn't write down on our sticky note Ford, but these were the levels that we were waiting for. 1550 coming down to the bottom. If Ford takes this out, then whatever, man, we'll get out, but I don't think it will. So Ford right now coming into this 1550, we'll go long and we'll try to respect that level. We'll give it a little penny, a couple pennies below that to see. But right now we are long into Ford. Good play, hopefully, for that one. But wow, 85 cents. Let's take out another piece of Baba, man. We're cruising to the high spot here with Alibaba. If we can get something out in the 50s, I think that makes a lot of sense. I was actually, let's just take a piece out right here. There he goes, cancel that. I was actually waiting, we'll take it out. I was waiting for VWAP up here, 75 to come through. No, we'll take the 50 period on Alibaba. A big, profitable name for us today. There's no doubt about that. As is Facebook, which is now $1 plus and going. We just got a lot out there. Remember our average in, man. Big time done. Let's just say we took 200 shares there, 500 shares there. So that's the average in portion that we have, which is why when it rips up, man, we could take profit. Facebook is going to be a profitable stock for us. What's not going to be, well, let's wait to see. What possibly is not going to be Ford. As this is coming back in, we will average one more time into here, 57, which we're coming down to. Let's wait for 56s if we can get it. So very close right now, 56, another average in, and then the dump out is going to be here at 50 for Ford.
Yeah, and we took in another hit there on Etsy. Etsy, we just got out north of 124. I mean, it was in the money for a little bit, but I guess the market's turned around quite a bit. I mean, even though market hasn't put in a brand new high, Etsy is starting to run up a little bit well, not a little bit. It actually went as low as 118 and then took off to the upside. So since that point, I'm done with Etsy, obviously. Or we're not going to get involved in this too much either. Every single position I have is out of the money. And this kind of stems from yesterday as well. I had a rough trading day yesterday as well. So I'm going to not get too involved anymore unless it's what I do normally, which is futures, right? I'm normally a futures trader. So I'm going to look for futures trades. I'm looking for a potential fade against that 42.10, and that's it. That's what I'm going to be looking for. I feel like I need to reel back a little bit. If I'm losing as much as I am, this is not a normal win percentage for me, though, right? So I'm going to have to kind of get myself under control in terms of how much risk I'm putting on and whatnot. Yeah. So just like everyone else has, I'm sure they have losing streaks and losing trades. When that happens, just pull back a little bit so you can actually see things a little bit more clear. And if you have something that you do on the regular that you know does well for you, just go to that for a little bit until you come back and get yourself right and ready to go. For now, I'll leave the 3 and I'll be looking for the futures position that I could potentially take. I'd rather feel more comfortable with that than these positions.
I was just going to say, if you wanted to, I know we don't show the futures, but you could take Spire Qs. You know, if you see something, I'll
just put it on the chart. You know, I'll show you guys my futures trade, and I'll just show up the chart for you guys.
That makes sense. Okay, I was joking about getting out. I remember I said, as soon as we heard it was a Meta Lab there, and I was like, this conversation went bullish to bearish real quick. Yeah, Facebook retraced every damn thing all the way back down. So I, again, should have trusted myself here with that read on Facebook, and that pop was an absolute rug pull on the pop. I mean, if that makes sense, where you pull it to the high side, I don't know. But there it is right there, a nice move upside on that. I mean, I was wondering when it was getting elevated here, what's going on with it, but I'm not going to average anymore. I mean, down here, it was making a nasty move down before that news came out. I don't really know what to make of it. We're just going to hold, I'm just going to hold out now for everything on Facebook. So 185.60 is the blowout bottom here. It's actually 185.80, so that's something that we'll look at. Ford, where's Randy at? We get that average in now on Ford. So our average price, it was just, what was I doing there? It was just in the money there. And I was like, I should take some out. It just went up to 62 there and then right back in. So Ford, yeah, wow. I was wondering about that. That did go to 62. Okay. We'll put an offer there at 61 to get a little bit out. We're only long here now at 59 after this average in. Maybe we will actually hold this. We have a bottom here of 50. So it will be a 10-cent hit. So we do need to make sure that this can try to get back to the upside. So we're going to hold on. To get back to the 50 period is 10 cents. You know, going long here at 61 or 62, wasn't really expecting that to come in after we got a 16 bid. But we're going to watch out for Ford here. We're going to have to hold out for it. If it takes out 15.50, we're gone. No outs, guys, until we get into like 65, 66 here. We need to make sure we at least take something worth for the amount of risk that we're taking on board right now. What's up, Brendan?
Days in a row here for this AVEO Pharmaceuticals. Better than expected results to start the week yesterday. A couple of initiations by analysts today. So big move here again for AVEO on the run.
I keep going back to, because I'm not going to jump into any more equity, I keep going back to things that for entertainment purposes. And I went back, so you guys are talking about VXX. I looked back, I'm like, wait, is that 40 now? It is high, the high it put in was 41.69 after that open from the last halt. It is absolutely nuts. So for excitement purposes, man, if you want to play around and try to grab some halts and go up and down and are willing to gamble a little bit, I think VXX is your game to play right now. But in terms of trading, let's just put the chart. Let's just make sure this is what you guys understand what you're looking at. This is the chart you're looking at. Pretty much straight up. This is a 5-minute bar, by the way. Straight up. And now we're finally getting a red candle. We don't even know if that's going to close red.
It actually makes sense now that I think about it. If they're not adding more shares to that
the value
product,
of the shares go up, yeah.
Yeah, then it should go up. So it does change the prospectus of that. Oh, excuse me, I just chugged this water pretty hardcore there.
But then it's a share thing. It's not a volatility thing. Remember, it's meant to represent volatility, right? But
but I'm just saying the structure of the shares.
How much each share is?
Yeah. Because you forward. Remember, the current price of everything is not. Its future outlook.
Yeah.
Right? And so if people are holding on to those shares, they may have priced in that, hey, maybe there's a distribution or they're adding more shares. I mean, like I said, I feel like we don't really know the whole story. But if they were planning on synthetically creating more shares to add to that group there from, let's say it was going from 1 million to 1.2 million, that's already priced in. And now they've canceled that. So maybe there's something there. But I don't know. I'd rather let that one settle. Alibaba, so we're pretty light on this name now. Not much to do. We just took another out, as you guys know, and we just did touch 75. So we should have waited a little more patiently for that 75 print. Unfortunately, we took it out at 74.40 as it comes right up to 75. So we're watching our net really start to boom up here with this play on Alibaba, but we don't have many shares left. So we're going to try to get this out if it floats back up here. This is where Arun's looking short and where we're trying to get out. So we do have that bottom yesterday of 77. If it can come back into 76, 76.50. That's a level there that I'm more concerned with. But here it is, man, a nice little $1.50 in the money, $1.50 in the money on the Alibaba trade that I was getting mocked for on the chat. And like we said, trade your own book and we should all be fine. Facebook trying to go back up to the upside. We do have that 186.50. We could have reloaded it. We didn't. Again, a new story out here about setting up a metaverse lab or something somewhere in Europe there. I don't even remember where it was, Spain. 188. If we can get up to 188, I'm going to put an offer right there. 188 on Ford, on Ford. That's my concern stock. On Facebook, if we get a 188 or so, that'll be one other out. So we still have 40% of this Ford trade or Facebook trade. What's up, Brandon?
We're talking about chip strength. Yeah, it was Madrid, guys, the Meta Lab, not the meth lab in Madrid, Spain. Global Foundry is having a nice day here, 8.5%. Not a lot of volume behind this move, but chips very strong. So here we go. Back to 63 here for GFS.
GFS. Ooh.
Come on. Yeah, we can look at that. We're waiting for a nice little play here on Facebook. And then I keep saying Ford. It's because out of the corner of my eye, I have it up on another screen, and it's coming to the downside right now. So we've averaged into Ford here. It's down that 1.2%. We're waiting for this 1550. Hopefully that does not break. If it does, then we have no choice but to get out. It's resisted it a couple times. Yesterday was the very bottom before it made a move back up, and it didn't move up too much yesterday on that bottom here. Ticked up. That's 20 minutes. We got to 1564. We got as high. We traded it at the close. You guys know that. It was around this 1570. So I don't know, man. I would have expected it to go up a little bit already. Ford dancing around. My average price is 59. Like, I don't really know why we're concerned about it. We're not. It's just it is the trade that's against us right now. As Alibaba's $1.50 in the money, and I'm letting this flow. There's no doubt. We'll check out Mullen right now quickly. I know there's a lot of talk about that. I was going to say it was at 175. I may just take a piece, I'm going to take something out here on Ford, although we don't really need to, but it's back to flat, so I must take out a piece. Mullen right here, 185, just to have a look here. This is a 20-minute chart. Yesterday we touched 2 and came back in. We talked about that off the open. Remember we had Mullen long yesterday early right here, so we had this trade and we hit it. Was one of my more profitable stocks of the day. We had Mullen yesterday, dumped it off, didn't trade it at all in the afternoon as it flowed down to 150s. That was the bottom again today, 150. So I would say even if you take out this 184, I don't know, man. I mean, we danced around these levels yesterday. It doesn't seem to be a lot of interest here. So I think you need to at least take out this 196, which happened yesterday afternoon. And then I'm looking at that 210. So for me, Mullen is like a no-fly zone here until it hits either 210 or back down into 150 where we were at earlier. So 150, 154 is a good buy here for Mullen. But for right now, this name is just not moving around. There goes Facebook. That's $1 in the money. Oh, by the way, Baba, let's go. Baba, spin the money. $2 winner on Baba, $1 winner on Facebook, Arun. Not so bad.
Yeah, I was looking at the chat, see what else, just to put up and take a look at in terms of charts. Somebody put in ACAN, it's an IPO apparently. I quickly looked at it, I'm like, yeah, it's up 300%. It started at 30 and fell all the way to 18, and then I looked at the volume, like, wait, has it only done 21,000 shares? That's an instant nope. If it's only doing that much volume and it's already traded for a little bit, yeah, that's a problem. Let's not even worry about that. PG continuing its run to the upside, still going strong here. Nice little trend that started at 146, now at 149 and moving strong. So here we are, PG trending to the upside. Futures doing absolutely nothing that can actually help us in either direction. It's not willing to go up, it's not willing to go down. Microsoft doing almost the exact same thing. It's gone as high as 281, and now it's back down south of 280. SE is starting to bounce up.
What's up with Peloton?
Peloton? Oh, what is Peloton?
Brendo, check Peloton. Yeah, Peloton's going crazy right now, up 11%. I don't see anything, but we did hear yesterday from Peloton, or it was, I believe it was yesterday, different pricing, different things coming through for Peloton. So a nice move up there today. You could see it's probably... It's probably just bouncing off 20 again here on the daily chart. We've seen how disgusting this one was. This was another one of those huge losers from the, there's Facebook. Wow, okay, yeah, Meth Labs. I was gonna say from the COVID, Zoom, Peloton, all those names, DocuSign. Yes, sir. I mean, this is one of those days, man. We are definitely on one again here today. Alibaba, look at Facebook, $1.50 in the money, Facebook. $2.50 in the money on Alibaba today as well, man. We're trying to bring the energy. We're trying to bring everything to you. I mean, we don't have too many positions on today, but as Arun always says, man, it doesn't take many calls to make a lot of money. Nope. So we wait, we be patient. We have Facebook $1.50. We have Baba $2.50. Not so bad, Brendo.
Bernstein, no, pretty good indeed. Bernstein initiating coverage on Peloton with an overweight. There was also a note from, I forget who it was, but it was on CNBC this morning, suggesting both Peloton and Nike are strong buys at these prices, guys.
Oh, hells to the yeah. Facebook to the upside right now. Ford to the upside. Let's go. We're starting to turn this frown upside down today. It's been a big little win for us, a nice little win for us here on Ford. We'll start to take some of that out right now. And look, man, I'm not trying to count the chickens before they hatch, but that Ford was looking pretty sick. A nice move back up to the upside. Facebook, I don't know where to get some out. I'm thinking right here, 188.60 for Facebook. So let's go to the upside right now, $1.50 this one. $3 now, Brendan, in the money. One more time. I don't know if that's Ms. V or Brendan, but let's go.
Hey, Sean, we've got a super chat from Henry Z. Thanks to Sean and the Arun Indicator. Bang. Thank you, Henry. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And guys, if you also find our show helpful and entertaining, you can always give this video a like. Back to you guys.
What is it? I'm trying to find it. Taco Eater saying, Happy Taco Tuesday. Arun, what's your favorite flavor? What's your flavor? I'm a tacos al pastor kind of guy. I like the pineapple. I like pineapple on pizza, which it might be not the greatest thing to say next to an Italian, but still.
I'm down with that. It's Neil that has the issues.
Yeah, I'm a pineapple.
But that guy has a
on
lot of
pizza
problems. There, look at that. There's the throw right there.
There you go. I'm a huge. Actually, since we start with tacos, but since we're down the road of
Where's my pizza guy? Here we go.
What do we got? He's not bringing it to me? Oh, there you go. Okay. Is there pineapple on that pizza? No,
I don't know.
It doesn't
Probably
look
not.
like it. It doesn't look like it.
Italian, I don't know if you know that pineapple's not like traditionally.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah. But pear and arugula is okay, though, but pineapple's not.
I like prosciutto. You had prosciutto on?
I have.
There we go.
There you go.
I mean, yeah, talk about traditional, like you said. Pear prosciutto with a little bit of like, it's not spinach. I forget what you put on there, but arugula. You just said it. There we go. Look right now, guys. Facebook motoring. Nice little $2 winner on Facebook. $3 on Alibaba. And yeah, man, we're back and we're alive today. Look at Ford also up to 66. This is the call that we made. We made trying to hold on to this. So this is what we're doing, man. We got a little piece out there. We talked about that. Then out 61, out 63, right up here to the 50 period, 67. Ford with a nice little move as well. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 5 today. 5 for 6, HYMC. We do have a small loser on that one as well, but a big monster day. Hit up the sticky note. They're all written on here, every single one of my trades. What's up, Brendo, at the big screen? Small cap recap.
Hey guys, busy morning. Let's get into a few small caps that were moving around. I mentioned this AGRI before the open. We were talking about 420, which was pre-market resistance. 450, 480, 420 gave you a beautiful fail right off of the open, goes all the way down to 360, which was support yesterday. So volume dying off a little bit on AGRI, but a couple of opportunities off the open there. For that one, let's go on to HYMC. Price action. 260 was support. Soon as that failed, they flipped along to the short. Comes all the way back to 160. So I never saw Adam Aaron on CNBC. They actually tweeted that was happening this morning. So maybe he bailed on them. So straight to the downside. Mullen trying to break higher here, 180, and then 2 was resistance yesterday. So we'll see what happens between 180 and 2 for Mullen, guys. Back over to you.
Okay. So Arun and I laughing about that. What a surprise, man. Dude didn't show up as the stock was tanking. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully there's a reason for that. That's enough for me to get out of HYMC, but good reversal there. And like Brendan said, man, price action is what it's absolutely all about. And that's why, when we're sitting here trading, there are levels that you can watch out for, right? You could see here, like on Ford, by the way, man, we just took some more out there, 67 and 68s up to the upside. But I think price action tells it all. Like when you're down here and you just keep on resisting and bumping, I mean, this is now $3.50 in the money, this Alibaba trade, back up today's high. People were like, hey, what exactly are you doing going long? But we did talk about this today on our sticky note that we like the Alibaba long. I just thought it was overdone to the downside. This has a PE of like 0.5, honestly. They make money. They're getting hit on all this. I'm not saying this is a buy for a long-term situation. I just really like, I mean, it might be. Personally, I'm already stuck in this. So for me, like de facto holding it. But Alibaba, a nice long. We relieve some pressure down here. And as soon as that happened, you're seeing nothing but green candles here to the upside for Alibaba as that's starting to work. And yes, sir. Wow, what a move up there for Ford. I just got filled at 70 there. There goes again, a double 70 fill on Ford, man. Today is definitely a decent day. Look at Softy, hit that one, hit it and quit it, done. See you later. Good trades. HYMC, the only one that we struggled on, and that was a break here of 190. So we are up more on everything than we are on HMC down. So obviously it's been a pretty profitable day for us here today. HYMC only up 30%. Let me know if and when, Brendan, or the people on the chat here, our viewers, if and when you hear about anything happening on another station.
For what?
Oh, just if HYMC, like what we were just talking about there, how he bailed on.
Yeah, okay.
I'll say it, CNBC. I don't know. Am I allowed to say that? Holy crow right now. What were we even thinking on Ford? Sorry, Arun, right there. But wow, Ford 76s right now? Okay. Good move upside for Ford. Man, did we hit that one at 1550. Great little long there. I did not think we had this explosion to the upside on Ford. But hey, 80s now? Like if I thought this, we're out of now like 2/3 of this trade. Like, it's crazy. We could have really cashed in on this. Ford, a nice move to the upside. I'm already up similar already today to what we were up yesterday, so it's been a good day.
Yeah, it's been a good day for one of us. What am I going to do, though? I'm absolutely going to do nothing. We're just going to leave the three orders.
Just show your pretty face.
Yeah, we're just going to leave the three orders there that are, they'll manage themselves. If this market's going to go as far as, to get these stocks out, then we get out, we walk away from it. Otherwise, I got no problem waiting in this all day. If we're going to do this all day and I got to sit on this all day, fine, right? But I was looking through the chat just to look for stocks, and Bradley Taylor mentioned something I had no clue. Razor Ramon's death, rest in peace. I did not
I tweeted that out yesterday.
I did not know that.
Where's my toothpick?
Right, we should, I had no clue.
Yeah, one of my favorite, man, NWO for
absolutely.
life right now. But apparently complications from hip surgery. Like, honestly, the guy was into the guy had some issues for sure, but of course I thought it would have been something worse than that. But that's too bad. So shout out to everybody that is was or is a current wrestling fan. And if you're brand new to wrestling, man, look it up. Razor Ramon, Razor's Edge. Like we had a pool growing up, and like me and my brother were Razor's edging each other off of the diving board like non-stop. So, and thank God we didn't break our necks or anything like that. But here it is right here for those of you that know. I tweeted this out last night when that happened. 37 likes, five comments, and there it is. This is him going, hey, yo, just over and over again. So he was part of a big movement of WWE wrestlers moving over to WCW. That's what he used to say that as well. Yeah, Diesel. Kevin Nash was Diesel as well. So
how tall is Kevin
Here's
Nash?
Scott Hall. They say Kevin Nash, I thought, was like 6'10", 6'11". I'm not sure he's that tall, but that's what they went with. But Razor Ramon, see there, Kevin Nash not there. There's Hollywood Hogan right there as well. But WCW. So we really, really like Razor Ramon, and he's one of my favorites of all time. So a shout out to that, and thank you for bringing that up, whoever that was. Yeah, that's that. Is that my brother? Yeah, that is my brother. Yeah, Razor Ramon right there. I'm not sure his ancestry, but there it is there. He never got into WCW. Okay, yeah, WCW was pretty hot there. Sting, you guys know all about that. But anyways, Wolfpack for life as well. What's up, Brendan?
A heads up, guys, on this Nielsen. Nielsen starting to go again. Remember, there was buyout rumors surrounding this thing yesterday. Huge move from 17 to 27. So it just popped up again on volume. Just checking on NLSN again.
Still going, Nielsen. Still going strong. Up 1.6% on the day. Bounced from 22.50 all the way up to, what, 23 and change, and now coming back a little bit. What are futures doing? Still going strong towards that 42.10. Why do we have to do it like this? Why can't we do it cleaner? If we could have done it cleaner, I could actually find a futures trade to work with, but I guess this is how we're going to play the game. What I'm looking at, futures side of things, this, let me put up maybe a 5-minute chart just so you guys can see what the back and forth action looks like. This is the level we kind of moved to now from 42.05 to 42.10. And when we had it like this, I was like, oh, there's a potential for us to kind of work a fade here. Now that we see the sell side action, can we work a fade? And then we get that, then we get that, then we get that, and now we finally took out 42.10, and there goes that level, right? When you get this kind of choppy action, but it's still trending in a way, it's a trend, but it's a very messy trend, right? It has been trending pretty much from 5 o'clock this morning until now, but it's been in a very messy way to the upside. And here we are north of 42.10. I don't have any levels though. If I drop the 60, what do I have now? Nothing, right? We have nothing. We are clear to go until at least 42.40 into 50. So the next level I can work with is going to be 42.65 at the very least. So we are going to have to wait for this market. There's going to be no trades on the futures because if I can't put a level somewhere down here that makes sense, which I can't, I've got to use that 41.25. And 41.25 is about 85 points from where we are right now, which is too far. So we're going to have to wait for a move, either extend further to the upside by another 30 points or so, or fall back into the 60s, and then we can figure out a trade. But the way it falls back is going to matter big time, right? If it falls back fast, I don't want a part of it. If it kind of just drifts back down, I'll get involved at that point. So at this point, we're just going to have to wait these out. The shorts are getting run over slowly. We're going to leave that be. That'll take care of itself. The orders are out there to get rid of them anyways. In terms of new positions for stocks, like I said, I'm going to pull back a little bit. Maybe after lunch, during lunch, I'll kind of reassess things and maybe find some trades towards the close. But for the time being, what's taking off now? We're going to stay away.
Absolutely everything is taking off
there you go.
Right now. We have, first of all, here we go, just quickly here. This is the Razor's Edge. So get ready for copyright. This is me. This is my brother. Bang! What's up now, Michael? To the downside, but there we go. That's Razor Ramon. There, we'll get rid of that. No copyright. Okay, look at Alibaba. This is what we were talking about here, Arun. Up to $79 right now on Alibaba. This is a $5 winner right now, so we'll go WTF on that one. All the way to the upside. Alibaba just continues to rip. This is a $5 winner now on Alibaba. And you say, oh, how could you predict that? Well, how about the sticky note right there at Trader TV Sean? You can see that all day, every day. And then you can also say, well, how in the hell could somebody also say 186.50 is going to be the bottom? I still have that up on my Twitter there. I can't stop watching that move there. But let's go back over to our Twitter here and show you this level on Facebook, 186.50 right there. We talked about it going long off some support, and there it is, ripping up to the upside goes Twitter, goes Facebook, sorry, up to 189. Let's just take this out. Now I'm saying, let's just take this out because this is a monster move up to the upside here. If we get a chance to, we'll take it out at 40 right now. Big time movement here on Facebook. $2.50 in the money. You know what? That didn't fill there. Let's just get this out here if I can. There it is. Nice. What was that? My computer just messed up there again. 189.40. Bang. $2.50 right there as we go. So we'll go. What is this? Ooh, a nice little slam dunk right there. But we'll go timber, not today. Our net is Climb City right now as we continue to go to the upside. A good trade so far. Let's see where we go from here. Ford also, guys, 190. Let's take some more out. We're only in 25% of this.
We have Brendan.
Real quick, guys, Ukrainian President Zelensky saying that Ukraine will not become a member of NATO. Instead, he calls for new formats to interaction with the West and security guarantees. So that's a big move if that is coming through right now again from the Ukraine president.
All right. Well, that would explain a little bit of this move, obviously. I mean, if they're going to give up the NATO bid, that may help settle things. It might be a concession for Russia. So, again, sitting here talking politics and talking about like what decisions get made here, I have no idea what's going to stop Putin or what's going to stop these guys. And hopefully we just get more positivity. You could see in the oil market right now, guys, on this bottom side here, oil is fading back down, which leads me to believe that at least there might be something to some sort of a story like that. Obviously, if we can get something settled between Russia and Ukraine and basically the rest of the world, then we would see oil prices come back in, which we've seen over the last 3 days, right? This was $130 or $128 5 days ago, so now down to 94. But yeah, we are just really excited about our trading today. Needless to say, we only have a small piece left of BABA, but I don't really know where to get this out. I'm thinking of a 78 break. We just resisted that. So that's probably a decent out for us right now on Alibaba, 78 break. Just really enjoying this move to the upside. It just touched 79.50. Remember, these are still names that we don't necessarily want to be in. So Alibaba, a nice little move to the upside, $5 in the money. Might have been a little bit, that was $6 in the money at the high side. So let's see what happens as it's dancing around 78. We did exit out there. I think that was a pretty good out of half of what we had left for Facebook. So this could also be another trade of the day candidate as that takes off to the upside. We identified strength in this name, but just as much strength happened in Softy. That went right back up to the day's high. Check out Apple. We traded Apple pretty nicely today. Down and then up, and then now it just took out 152. Wow. I just hope Trader Pratt got filled. Like, he was waiting at 150. I said to him, it didn't make a damn difference what price you got. So hopefully he's long down here. You're in? Yeah, buddy. He's in. That's right. He took out the offer right there to get into Apple. So I like that for anybody new in investing. Good trade there, Prad. But Ford, good call on this one, man. This could also be the trade of the day down here because we were able to hold something and it went down to 15.50. Although we tried to convince Arun to do trade of the day, but that's a hard stop on that one. So I won't even try. But so far, so good. Are you seeing anything on the futures or anything that you want to talk about?
Well, the market's taking off to the upside. We can talk about it after we come back from Brendan.
Couple other ones, guys, China related as well. Both DD Global and Li Auto, 10x relative volume today. Huge volume moves for both of these. So DD at day highs here. Li looks the same, but 30 plus million shares traded today for DD. Let's get a quick check on how things are shaping up over in Europe. Miss V's watching what's going on over there. What's up?
Hey, Brandon, European markets are negative due to concerns over COVID-19 cases surge in China. LVMH, a luxury goods maker trading in Paris, is down around 3% as it draws a major part of its revenue from China. Back to you.
Yeah, day highs here for the S&P as well, guys.
Well, talk about an exciting ride. As Sean's been riding the train going up, VXX has been on a roller coaster from 30 to 41.5, and now we're on the down leg from 41.5 back down towards 31. So here we are. This is, remember, we stayed away from this after the craziness that is VXX as it halts on the way up. Now it's starting to halt on the way down at a much faster pace. It looks like it only took about 20 minutes, not even 20 minutes or so, to go from the high to the low, $10 or so. It's 25% of its value from its high in about 20 minutes. So here we are to the downside on VXX. Still up though, still up 6.5%, and moving fast, but 6.5% on the day as Brendan brought the news to you that they're not issuing any more shares. So whatever's out there is going to be out there. So the value of each share is what everyone's playing. But again, VXX was always used as an indicator for volatility. Now you're going to have to go to other ETFs that kind of do the same thing. You have the ProShares ETFs, UVXY that does that. So that's going to be the next thing to pay attention to. Futures just cracked 42.20 to the upside. So going strong to the upside. And remember, like I mentioned with the futures, as soon as we clear that 42.05, we've got a ton of space, at least to 42.40 before we hit resistance. So that's going to have to be the next little look here. In the event that we get through there, we can start to look for fades there, but that's it. For me, I'm going to be focusing on the futures for the most part in the morning, and then afternoon we'll reassess in the midday. But for the time being, come on, futures. If we're going to go, let's go another 20 points or so we can get into a range where I can actually look to fade this in the 40s, right? 40 to 65 is where I'm looking.
Hey man, I'm down with futures going up a little bit. That would be nice if we can get going from here. We already are $5 now in the money as Alibaba is trying to get back to the upside here. 79.50 for Alibaba. Looks like it should be a good one there. And then Facebook, we already talked about that. Microsoft, we've talked about that. So there's not much to talk about here as we're going, but let's just keep going anyways with some of these names. Teladoc down to $53. Wow, that's unbelievable. We talked about Peloton today. Palantir up to 1074. That's something to look at. Look at SoFi today. A nice bottom possibly yesterday, but there we go, Arun. Futures taking off further now. But SoFi, good bottoms made yesterday. I don't know. I mean, I can't sit here every day and say like, wow, these are good bottoms, because they're really not, man. SoFi just continues to fade out every single day. This is a nice bump up here, but we already took out that 880 or 840 that it was that I thought was going to be the bottom. We made 770 yesterday, so no surprise today that SoFi relieving some pressure. You do have an 825. Like, the thing is, though, the futures are up 2%. I don't know if this is the right time. You could see the longs that were already in, and they're rocking. It's a $5 winner on BOBA. It's a $3 winner on Facebook, and it's a 40-cent winner now on Ford. I just don't know if it's as Ford continuing to go. I'm waiting at 98 up here, believe it or not. So if we can get that. Ford was already up here today before it dipped down, so we'll see if we can get it. Maybe, I mean, I don't know really why I'm waiting for that. That seems a little bit silly. Let's just take a little bit more out, and then we'll get the 98s. But what I was saying was, it seems a little silly to pay up for SoFi. We were already up here early and faded all the way back in. If anything, these are shorts in my opinion right now. But I just don't have the wherewithal to put them on, not when I'm long everything else. So it's just right here, just watch out for SoFi. We just retraced all the way back up to 825 right now. I'm feeling like this is a fade up here, back in. So again, we're gonna watch out for the futures. We could take off. It seems like there's some positive news out there going around. People saying a firm's running as well. Good thing maybe Neil's not here today because he loves the short on a firm, but let's see if it's running or not. I mean, the short was great early, so I should say that maybe it's too bad that he's not here, because that was a great short, 27.70 all the way down to 26 and change, and then we bottomed out at yesterday's lows, it looks like. So, and again, watch out for a firm up to 26. Maybe there's something here on a 20-minute chart. Yeah, you're kind of taking out all this. For me, I like a firm if we can get, I mean, this won't happen today, or will it? Above this 30 area. Clear some of that garbage. We're just clearing it out right now. And like I said, the real break for a firm for me would have been right here. Maybe we can zoom in a little bit more to see this. It'd be right into here. When we made these bottoms, it's kind of like this break right here. 27 bucks, I guess, for a firm would have been a good, I can't believe a firm's 27, man. But that name continues to get beat up here. A firm to the downside, up 6%. A nice little kick today. Let's see if it takes near 30 bucks. That's a short for me, but that's a nice breakout spot as well. So we'll see what a firm can do here today. Nice move, up 6%, but hey, a lot of these names are up. JP Morgan up 3%, Nike up 2%, Eli Lilly up 2%, everything. Disney, I don't know if you're still in that. That's up 3% as well. Lots of stuff moving around, guys, today. And we're going to go over to the big board and get an exact rundown of all of this from Mr. Wickens.
Hey guys, yeah, nicely positive. We'll show you how things are shaping up here. Front and center, right in the middle of the board, there's all the airlines. That's what we were talking about them in the pre-market, showing all kinds of strength with oil coming off once again, and also 3 of them out with current quarter forecast increases today. So here we go, consumer discretionary. Some of the travel names in here as well having nice days. All of the cruise lines are here. All of the casinos are here, up between 3 and 7% on the day. Tech stocks also bouncing back nicely after a bit of a choppy day yesterday, pretty much right across the board showing strength. It is the industrial group that is leading right now, back in positive territory after a bit of a pullback. Little red square there at the top is Deere, strangely down 1.5%. Healthcare stocks also positive. Remember, yesterday Moderna had a huge day, back down now 4%. It was higher in the pre-market on renewed COVID fears coming out of China. Far corner over there, obviously the energy group, oil tumbling. All of these very, very red on the day. Material stocks also under pressure. A lot of the metals coming off as well, back to the downside. Consumer staples and materials, or there was one more. Communication stocks I wanted to mention here. I was talking about some of the social media stocks earlier. Twitter still up nicely, but consumer staples basically flat on the day, offsetting itself basically 1.25% right now for the overall market. Guys, bit of a reversal here. Back over to you.
All right. Okay, so we're almost out. Just a quick update. We took that Ford offer at 96. We're almost out of Ford right now, like literally out of it. We have a small piece left on all of these names. But Alibaba, we're still holding. It's still going to the upside. I'm trying to figure out where to get out, man. This is a $6 winner now on Alibaba. So, I mean, I don't want to give this back up, but at the same time, it's running, and I don't really have much to work with here on Alibaba. So we're already above. I'm, obviously noticing that there's a lot of consolidation up here, but we're only up 2%. Like, it's not, we have a $6 winner on Alibaba, but it's only a 2% move. So it's because of how low it was. That's why I'm saying, like, why could Alibaba not go up 4 or 5% today? Like, maybe we get into this 82, 83 area for Alibaba. And if we do, then I'm feeling like that's the sell. I'm going to hold on to this, man. It's $6 in the money. It's Alibaba, and it's just ripping. So why not? I mean, it's too bad that we were really scared of this and we got out a lot of it up down here at 74 and change. But now you're taking out $80. This is literally a $6 winner here for Alibaba. So you could see a nice little move to the upside, and I have no intentions of getting this out. So Alibaba 82 maybe is my look. If it goes up there, we'll get this out. But Alibaba with a huge move to the upside today. And it's not even like it's running that much. We just have this at the bottom. So $82, man. I mean, that's not far away now, as Alibaba going absolutely crazy right here.
Yeah, Alibaba taking off to the upside. We were initially looking for the short around that 76.5, and then when it took to 73 and change, I was like, I'm walking away. I had enough on the table. And now here it is at 80. Clearly a reversal type of day. Not reversal, but at least a relief rally type of session for Alibaba as it comes from the lows all the way back towards these 80s. For me, as you can see, I've got one short left on the table. Shorts have been getting run over. So there's been that kind of day. So I'm looking through my lunch, see what the lunch menu looks like. We weren't too happy with the
Pixel Brothers.
There you go. We weren't too happy with yesterday's, I wasn't too happy with yesterday's patty and rice
I
situation.
didn't have that. I took a little rice and peas there.
There you go. But today, I think the caterer heard me there. Jerk chicken with mixed pepper stew and roasted sweet potatoes. Okay. I can get down with that.
The jerk chicken is
nice.
nice.
I can get down with that.
The jerk chicken is nice.
But the other thing I also like to look for is I'm a huge pizza guy too, as we talked about with the Hawaiian pizza and the tacos and whatnot. For anyone who's familiar with Toronto, what is your favorite pizza place? Because I've liked to try all these other places, but I feel like I'm running out of places to try. So I want to see if I can find some small places that I haven't gotten to yet. So put them in the chat. Let me see if I can actually find a place. Maybe try it one of these days. The next time we get patties and rice for lunch, definitely want to go try out some pizza. So put it in there if you guys know Toronto. If you know, or if you're from the area, whatever. Put it in there. If not, then it's okay, right? So I'll try it out. But I'm looking for some pizza places though.
All right. I'll have to get you some in your area, but okay. Jeff Mendel will be joining us tomorrow. He said he had a good reason to miss it today, so I'm busting him up here to find out what that reason was. Okay. Alibaba just touched 80 and is coming back in. There's not much else to look at. Let's check out this HYMC. It did make a nice bottom there at 170, but again, I can't really predict that kind of a bottom. We're out of this way. This was 290. This is down $1 today, all the way to the downside. So it's only right now 10:45. Get ready to join Trader Pratt and Miss V coming up very, very soon. We'll do a likes count soon, hopefully, with Miss V to go through there. I just hope that he doesn't disappoint and not bring the jerk chicken, because I know how excited you are for that. So
yes,
I'm a little bit nervous about that.
He's got to bring it. He put it on the paper.
He did. It's been good. So it will bring jerk chicken today. All right, here's this move up for Tesla. Oh, what just happened? Oh no, I had an
Stop out?
Yeah. I had to stop there on Alibaba, which I meant to cancel, and I forgot to cancel it.
Go back in. It's right at the same price.
I know, but it's, Yeah, maybe I should just get right back in there. But I don't know now if it's any, like, see, now I question myself if it's any good. Let's just, we'll get out, we'll redo this after. But right now, Ford, no question about that. That's up to 16 bucks. No stop orders there. Let's just refresh our stop orders. You watch, that's going to be an amazing out on Alibaba, probably to the downside. Oh man, I thought the only offer I had out was 73 on Alibaba, but I guess I did have another one there as Alibaba comes out, darn it, on that one. But what were we just talking about there? Let's look at Clover quickly again, because that was a move that happened yesterday to the downside. It's still sub 3, so that's not a name that's really moving around too much today from what I can see. Wow, no, sorry about that. It's up 7%. Clover did, okay, it's because of the move down. So I saw Clover yesterday when we were looking at it at that 280, 285 area, but look at the move it made in the downside here at close all the way down, and now it's a nice bump up again. I think I would try to fade most of these names here, especially at DraftKings, which I saw yesterday. It's like, how many? I saw Wayne Gretzky, and I don't know what's going on with this. Like, I don't know, this guy's hard up for money, then what's going on? But he was doing an advertisement for another online casino yesterday. So BetMGM or something. It must have worked because now I'm talking about it. So good job there, Wayne. But, you know, if MGM, like there's all of these apps, like there's so many. Here in Canada, I have like, there's Bet365, there's Bet99, there's like, I'm not just going to keep going, but there's a unlimited number of apps. And I just wonder what that means for DraftKings, man. The cost of acquisition for a customer is through the roof here. And you can see, look at DraftKings stock. It's just like plummeting down to the point where there's really no saving this name. I don't know where the bottom is here on DraftKings, but it just continues to make moves down. Therefore, when we get up to these levels here, I always think this is a fade back in. So let's see if DraftKings can take down this 1560, and then we'll see about retesting 15 again. But unfortunately, I'm not an investor in DraftKings, but I don't know when to get back into this name. It's such a competitive space, and I'm not loving it. You had Win was a name that I like, and unfortunately, we've been buying this name around 80 bucks on Win. They got hit yesterday big time to the downside. This is where we've been buying it 80 on these dips. We're not down that much on it. It's about 10% now of this name. But again, with Macau and with the shutdown in China, a name like LVS and Win just unfortunately won't work. And you have to wait for that to get reopened up. But I think, again, on valuation, some of these casinos should probably be bought down here. So LVS and Win, I would prefer Win. Just think it's a higher quality name, but with a lower market cap. But again, taking down that 34 on LVS, another beatdown name due to Macau.
Another beatdown name, but a lot of names are having their day in the sun today. So futures coming back in. And we just can't accelerate from these 20s. We've been at 20 for a while now. This seems like 20's going to provide. Yeah, we've been 20 for about 15 to 20 minutes, around this 15 to 20 area. So it doesn't look like we want to get too far away from this 20 as we are sitting mid-range here, 65 up top, 25 down below, and we're sitting here at 42.20. So it seems like the market, if this market can't extend it more further than this, or has a hard time doing it, this might just go quiet as we come into the end of the day, Fed day tomorrow, so be aware of that. Let's go to Brendan at the big screen.
Hey guys, yeah, pretty quiet on currency markets again ahead of tomorrow. Obviously going to be a big day for the US dollar tomorrow with the Fed interest rate announcement. The big mover right now, the pound, back to the upside 0.5%. That's a daily chart, which just kind of explains the strength we've seen recently in the US dollar. The pound goes 136 all the way back to 130, trying to bounce finally today, up 0.5% again, back to 130.5. The Canadian dollar also back above 78 cents today, up about a tenth. US dollar lower by about the same. So as I was saying, pretty quiet right across the board here. Bitcoin tested briefly, 39.5, needs to get back to 40, obviously, but up nicely for both Bitcoin and Ethereum, about 1%, guys. Back over to you.
That's the thing. We're just talking about how starving we are. This guy's looking at pizza menus. We're talking about jerk chicken and beef patties and stuff like that. But let's talk about HYMC. HYMC now back on the move again here. As I'll go and close my email so I don't look at anything like that as well. HYMC back up to 194, 195 here. So as you guys can see, it just took down that 50 period. to the long side, trying to take those levels out right now. If you guys can do it, man, hit the like button. We're here with Arun. Last day for Arun, unless we hear something different. And then you're back next week.
Next week for you, yeah.
When I'll be off for a couple days next week. Neil off for a couple days today. But HYMC, that nice little bottom, as we have to talk over everybody now. 170 bottom. I think that's worth a shot if you did, think about that name. Palantir, another name, trying to take out 11. I think that's a short. If we could get up to 11, we kind of got there today. 1080, we're near the highs. And again, it's just up in here. There's a lot of, this is 12, but again, there's a lot of supply up here. It gets hit to the downside every single time we pop back up here. That's 14 top. It needs to form a little bit of a bottom. And again, like this 1020, we break that to the downside, there's going to be a problem. As you can see, the markets come back in. Alibaba, I told you that was probably going to be a decent out there. And the reason why, again, I was sad that we got out. Like, I would still be in it if I didn't have this. But the reason why we did put this on, it was just right here. It was this top yesterday. So it was just right into there. You see these bottoms at 78.50, 78.50. So that's where we put our out. And we actually got, it was actually 77, 78, 75. We got out there. So it looks like it was a good move back in. And again, the reload to me is back down here. So we're going to have to wait for Alibaba to make another move. I'm done with it. For me, it was a good trade. It was on the sticky note. I'm pretty happy with it. That's Alibaba. Arun, a lot of people asking us, like, why are we not looking at AMD? And honestly, yeah, we definitely rested on our laurels here because I was watching the long Ford. I mean, long Ford's been a monster. Long Facebook's been a monster, but long Baba monster. But AMD has been like an absolute monster.
Yeah.
How much more can I say that up to the upside here?
Yeah. I mean, I had AMD on my list of names this morning, but it wasn't to the long side. I was looking at 100 on the short side. And given the trend, I was like, if we get along at 103, can I even get $3 back, right? Obviously, clearly the answer today was yes, but I'm looking at 103 using 100 as a stop. If we get the setup, I can get to 105 maybe before we hit resistance. So there's no way I was going to take that with that risk reward ratio. Obviously, when after something's happened, you're like, oh, how did you miss this? It's easy to say that. But at the time, if you do the risk analysis on this, if a chart looks like that, trending down, and you get the breakout, where like it's very hard to justify along with the risk profile for this trade at that time. So that's the only reason I didn't take it. But then that can be said about a lot of other names, right? You had big names taking off to the upside. It's been that kind of day today. Just to put it in perspective, Apple's up 1.3%, Amazon's up 3.3%, NVIDIA up 5.5% on the day, AVGO, another big NASDAQ name, up 4% on the day. So big names, big index names are moving around. So you can't catch them all. You got to pick the ones that you see in front of you. You saw Sean was on top of some big ones, right? Facebook, and you're on Microsoft as well.
And Microsoft and Apple.
And Apple. So some big tech names that Sean was in. So you can't catch them all, but hey, the ones that you do that make sense in terms of risk, in terms of setup, you go with that. Obviously, when with this many people watching the show, everyone's going to have their own opinion because they're focusing on one stock. If everyone puts it in the chat, we can't trade every single name. We're going to trade the ones that we feel comfortable with. And for him, Sean had quite a few big index names, and I had none. Actually, no, I had Microsoft, which I still have, but on the short side. But that's it, right? Everyone's going to have to trade their own book.
Yep.
If you have your own read, make your own reads, right? I know earlier someone was saying, well, let's just mirror Sean.
Sure.
I mean, sure, but understand that if he loses, you got to understand you got to accept that too, right? If he wins, it's his win. It's not your win at the end of the day, right?
That's why we're trying to educate, right? I mean,
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's why we talk about, like, that's why I went over that BOBA trade, where we're trying to get out of it. I mean, the last time we had a negative month was years and years ago. So I said to myself, I should be mimicking myself with a program in the background, adding zeros to the trades. But that's not always how it works. And we just get lucky sometimes. There's no doubt about that. I mean, trading is a little bit about luck. Like, if Alibaba breaks, like, let's just be perfectly honest. Look, this Facebook trade that I had, sure, we pegged this bottom at 186.50 and we had it and we talked to everybody about it and why we liked it. But like, if that just goes down, Like my out was going to be 185.50 or so. So this goes down $1 more, which Facebook can easily do. And we don't have this monster here today, right? And I mean, it just happens like that. And the same thing with Alibaba. If Alibaba, like we don't have a $6 winner on Alibaba if we continue and break 73. Like we came so close there. We came 20 cents away from getting out basically of this trade. Now, what if I got out at 73 break? Probably not, but maybe 72.80, 72.50. Like we're not too far away from not even having this trade. So sometimes this is what happens. This is why we get frustrated when it goes up or down. I can't talk about semiconductors without looking at Intel. Intel did have a story today. But again, Neil and I go back and forth on this. Like Intel's been dead for a very long time. It's down to 44.50 right here and not moving. And they did have news today. I think if you wanted a stable name though, look, like it's unbelievable like where this name's gone to. I don't know. Again, I have to do some more work on this. Like you don't hold Intel for the dividend, man. It's 2.5%. Like you lose that in a day over AMD and Nvidia. But they're revamping their business a little bit there. So Neil's talked about that, redoing it. But again, like we just talked about that last week and it was at 49 and now you're at 44. So you lost 10% in a week here on Intel. So I don't know, but you look at AMD versus Nvidia. I continue, this one won't work. I continue to put my money into this name. But if you look at the same thing here, this was 122 2 weeks ago down to 100. So that even lost even more than an Intel, right? And so right now the chip name is a very puzzling one to me. I'm a buyer at all these bottoms, but at some point when these bottoms break, you may get way better prices on these names. I am not sure. Without any further ado, over to Ms. V, I believe.
Hey guys, what a day. I hope you have a few great trades and please join Prad and me right after to continue this day. And also please make sure you support the community and like this video. And guys, happy National Kansas Day.
What?
Woohoo.
What am I supposed to do with this?
You're supposed to be like, man, do I love sunflowers. You know.
Here I am thinking it's going to be food of some sort. As you can see, I'm very, very hungry. As Sean is hungry too. And then they give us sunflowers in Kansas. I'm like, okay, cool.
Well, shout out to the Jayhawks then. And we'll just move forward with that. I mean, I don't know what to say. Shout out to anybody from Kansas. That's a very, very strange day. Like yesterday was National Pie Day.
Okay.
Yeah, and my wife made this sick chicken pot pie. Hold on a second, let me see. I don't think she tagged me in it. Hold on a second. I'll find this there. And it was, National, here it is right here. National Pie Day. So there it is right there. You see how she put, this is a homemade chicken pot pie right here, got thrown down. And then she put the pie symbol.
She got fancy.
She got fancy like. I'm going to hit like that right there. I'm going to get in trouble. But there it is right there, National Pie Day yesterday. So there it was. Chicken pot pie, one of my favorites there for the Katina household. So there it is there. It's National Carp Day apparently as well. I don't know if that's true. But I did want to say a big shout out to Arun for that talk because although we say, we're just joking around, like you can mirror somebody trading. Yeah. I definitely don't recommend that. I mean, I wouldn't mirror myself. I wouldn't mirror Neil, yourself, anybody. And we talked about that as well. Yeah. Prad, any of us, Brendan. It's about learning because, like, if you need to, it's about like leading that horse to water, rather than or teaching a man to fish, whatever that is. Anyways, it's that analogy, right? And it's like, it's better off that we understand why we're getting into things. We talked about that forward bottom. Why did we like 1550? We talked about it. Some days we miss those trades and we don't have them on, but that's why. We talked about why we got out of Alibaba there and what that level was all about, why we liked the Facebook long. And honestly, I've been putting out sticky notes for 2 straight years on levels that I like, and that's why I'm doing it. It's nothing to do with like, oh, take every trade on here, you'll make money. No, I mean, you got to manage these trades yourself. And then sometimes it's like, oh, I go long this name and then it drops $2, but I'm already out of it, right? So it's about managing your expectations and making those plays.
Sean, I got a better day for us today.
Let's go.
Take it to my screen, guys. This is the day today. It's National Pears Hélène Day. It's a French dessert. It looks like it's going to be poached pears with some chocolate sauce and some ice cream on the side. That's my game right there. I think we should go with that instead.
I see what you did there. You basically...
Valera's like, I choose a day.
Yeah.
Valera's shutting it down. Okay, sorry, guys. It can't be National Pears Hélène Day.
On Arun there pretty badly. You're trying to take her spot right there.
She put me in my place just now. Sorry, guys.
Thank you so much for watching. It's been a fantastic day, Arun. Big ups. Thank you so much. We'll see Arun we'll see you later on the morning show, but you will see you at 2 o'clock. Thank you again for everything. Thank you for watching. Thanks to Rob over there today, working the board. Thanks to Lucas as well. And Brendan, of course, for bringing the heat with us. Lots of news, man. That VXX was kind of spicy for sure. But without any further ado, I think you've heard us talk way too much, as I can't even feel my voice anymore. We're going to go back over for the midday show. Right over my corner, Trader Pratt and Ms. V. Take it away, guys.
About to take it away for the best show on Trader TV Live segment. It is time for Miss V and Trader Pratt. Welcome to Tuesday, March 15th.
That's right, guys. Thank you for joining us today. Please, as usual, be active on the chat, ask us anything, and smash the like button. What a crazy day. Markets are reaped on some positive news, obviously. How's your day going?
Yeah, so far so good. You know, obviously I'm very puzzled with that our markets are in